where's my other? Oh, there it is. D8, D4.
Picking your favorite dice.
Figuring out which percentile dice are the ones that I want to have on my high set, and then my low set. Because I have to.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, our dice.
Welcome. Excited to have you with us for another session of Blue Box today. Lord Fourth, Pat 66, the real long shot. Maya Morph. Good to have all of you with us. We're just doing a little bit of last second prep and cleanup here. But
That goes.
good to have Pat and William with us and the whole crew. Gonna be a good day today.
Will it?
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Might be a good day for some.
Feels like a promise
Very-
you've just made.
Ominous day.
A threat, almost.
Hey, thank you, Mr.
Threatening
Gimble,
us
for the
with a good day.
sub.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Good afternoon, Jay. All right, let me check everybody's mics here. Everyone but Cade is hot. No, actually, there we go.
Should be on now.
Pretzel stuck in my throat.
Okay.
Right, I shouldn't have eaten.
All right, so we're gonna kick off here in just a second.
Oh, no.
Hey, good afternoon. Good to see you, Iculus.
It's a little different.
Yes.
Wait, open
Yeah.
it.
He was telling us before you came in that the old table was warping, and it got so bad that he turned this
And
one at
Josh,
one point, and it
your hat will go out
crashed
tomorrow.
around.
Jeez, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Along with, we have one other giveaway that's got to go out tomorrow,
Wait,
so those will
who
go.
gets
Oh, hey, where's
he like that?
where's my fun thing that I
It goes to a different Josh.
Oh,
You won the,
I won the dice tray.
Dice tray, yep.
Yeah,
who
so
won the dice tray?
I did.
Thomas
did.
did,
Thomas
yeah.
did. Yeah.
I was very surprised as well.
Hey, Camelise,
box
good
out
to
for
see
Yep.
you.
It goes directly to that
You don't need a
guy.
box.
No.
Unless you want to pay
I saved-
postage.
Mark,
I
we've
saved
missed you,
special
Triple
boxes
A.
for those because they're hard to.
Yeah, I
boxes
bet.
for.
Good to see you on today, Mark.
Okay.
No, it's been a minute. Real life gets us all, right? All right, and Cade, could you mic yourself, please, so I can make sure it's working?
There we go. Sorry, I thought I turned it on. I just
There we go. Got it.
hooked it up.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna go up and grab my iPad. I left it upstairs, and you entertain the audience with song while I'm gone.
Song.
Yo ho, yo ho.
Cade's gonna live. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. He didn't tell you to prep a new character, right?
Yes, he did. I did it.
Yeah.
I told
gonna
him
say-
I refused.
Well, I have spares if you need
You'll
one.
get to be, I was gonna say, you'll get to be the ogre who's outside.
Yeah,
I'll
actually.
just become a character that kills you. Just kidding.
That's Team Kirk's the giant.
You'll just wipe the whole party out,
Yes.
and then we'll do a fresh start.
Everybody will start fresh.
If I can have a good time, no one
I'm
can.
flying away, y'all. Bye.
I can fly away too.
Yeah, you could.
Unbeknownst to us, Cade was a robot, and he set himself to self-destruct.
My programming states that if I
Hey.
cannot complete the job,
As long as he's not a dinosaur.
I'll never don't even mention it.
The only
Not allowed.
character
We want
to
him
come back
happy.
as.
It's not allowed.
Nothing of the dark was mentioned, John. Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Cade and Gimbal should do a duet of life, slowly losing limbs.
I think Gimble's ahead on the body parts count though, because he only lost a finger and an ear. Cade has a whole arm off.
Whole arm. Where does that arm
Dent in
end?
my head.
It's here.
Right.
He's
Oh, it's
got
at the elbow?
Yeah,
Yeah,
at the
the
elbow.
So I've got a.
You have, yeah.
I got a wing.
You've got a drum, not a flap.
All right. I'm going to click us over live on video.
Sounds like a
And welcome, welcome.
Right.
Carol. I hate it.
Are you enjoying the dark music?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel ominous at all. No.
Welcome to Blue Box, and welcome back to our Sunday Runelords session. It's been a minute. We had the holidays, of course, and then we had a nice round of COVID that swept through the family, and then Evelyn also had a little bit of illness, and so it's been, I think, has it been a month or has it been 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks since we streamed our last session, but we will be back on track on a regular basis moving forward, so we'll be seeing you every Sunday here at the same time. Just mentioned we got a couple folks on today. Josh, Iculus, your hat is going out tomorrow. We have, I think it's Hunchback, he got a hat as well, so that's going out this week. And then we have a special winner today actually in the room with us that we'll talk about here in just a second. Now, before the Christmas break, of course, we had a really, really intense session with the Runelords group, and we're going to do what happened last time in just a second. Before we do that, let's go ahead and jump and give a quick shout out to our sponsors. So first of all, Cozy Gamer, makers of great dice, and many of you have supported Cozy Gamer. Thank you for that. We appreciate it when you support our sponsors. And we need to reach out to her and get started over the custom dice box channel. We're actually taking longer to get those done here early this year. And then we go from our newest sponsor. They didn't really try to save, although they shall be punished.
I tried.
Not really. And then, of course, we also want to say thank you to our other sponsors, which include Atris Minis, a great painter of all things miniature. I swear, if you kill Cade, I will kiss you. All right. Yeah, I know the music was pretty loud there. That's all right. It was more important that you get your ears blasted by some heavy metal with DCG. I didn't say anything important during that time. But then also, we want to say thank you to a couple of other sponsors. Big one, of course, Mantic Games, makers of Terrain Crate. We did a Terrain Crate giveaway in December. We're going to have some more giveaways coming with their stuff. Actually painted some of their stuff last night. We got a cool temple scene that we painted. And then we've got a stock and gallows, which I think is going to be making an appearance on one of our streams pretty soon, depending on what the party does, so that'll be fun. And I think the Mad Chatters are doing their Mad Chatting thing, just looking at the faces of my players today. Let's see here. We'll come back as a dinosaur.
Do it.
And then lastly, but not leastly, Frederica Draws. And I got to get with Frederica. We're going to get some new artwork going for the channel here in the new year. We got some new surprises coming up, some cool stuff. Of course, all of our hardware is seeing major upgrades. I fixed the muting problem. Many of you have experienced that with us. It was a hotkey that was pre-programmed in to slobs on my XR18. So every time I hit the letter M, just typing, if I hit Mark's name or whatever, or the giveaway was exclamation point
Mask.
right? We would mute. So that's all been fixed. And as soon as I say all that, I'm sure something else will go wrong today. All right, so let's start with what happened last time.
All right, so So last time we continued our combat against the giants that we had previously started, and basically most of the giants had either been set ablaze or killed by the start of last session, with the two stone giants coming up behind, as they had been kind of the forces to propel the other smaller giants toward the fort. Irda was aloft, and Alcott had created a major image of the wall being fixed, and several archers, illusory archers, were atop it. And then Cade had been trying to get the attention of one of the other giants to continue to finish him off, hopefully. And then Eamon was in combat with the giant that Irda had previously smote. And so at the beginning of that session, Cade immediately realized that the giant he was standing over actually was holding his hands up defensively and trying to move away from him. So Cade chose not to continue attacking him, but to set his sights on one of the other giants, who then Cade very forcefully struck him a few blows, and he actually tried to turn and run away in the opposite direction. But when he noticed the other stone giants behind him, he knew there was nowhere to go, so he decided his odds were best seemingly against the party rather than trying to run past the stone giants. The giant that had fallen started scooching away from the fight on his stomach and backing up kind of toward the wall over here. Irda summoned a bunch of mirror images to help try to make herself a little less of a direct target for anything, because, you know, sick and tired of giants. And then Alcott actually cast Fly on himself and began to fly as well. Quickly on, the fight continued, and Cade was struck a mighty blow in the side of his head via the Tim crit tables, which cracked his skull and sent a piece of bone into his brain. And Alcott, trying to protect Cade, actually cast his sphere around him, which meant nothing could get in, but Cade could not get out for the duration of the spell. But that was okay with us.
Not like he was going anywhere anyway.
He was a little, you know, a little not in great shape. But yeah, so the fight continued, blows were exchanged, and finally all of the giants were killed, save the one who actually had backed away and was against the wall over here. The party began to try to assist Cade's injuries. Irda actually, after the sphere had fallen, ended up lifting Cade up and flying him inside the fort and laying him on the ground, calling for aid from anybody who might be able to help. And then Alcott, and so Shalelu had followed Irda into the fort with Cade to try to see how she could maybe assist. Alcott spoke to the giant who had surrendered, and we discovered that he actually had been a friend of, or at least Jakardros had been friendly to the giant and had kind of tried to teach him things. The giant, whose name we learned was Gurgs, I believe, so Alcott spoke to him for a bit while Irda was trying to gain aid where she could, and offered to allow him to possibly join the people in the fort as someone who could possibly help. And Alcott even asked if he had any other friends who might be interested, but he had said that the other giants didn't like the tiny men. So basically it came down that Alcott realized he was probably needed by the rest of the party and said, perhaps you should wait here for a bit, just for the sake of we not wanting to startle anybody, and the giant agreed. And so Alcott dimension doored inside the fort and joined the others. When this was going on, while Alcott was speaking to the giant, Eamon was rifling through pockets.
Someone has to do it.
And he found a rather large gem and quite a bit of gold, and some other things, and then he quickly joined the others as well. Irda quickly found out from the Castellan, Shreed, that there really is not anybody there that could aid Cade in the way that Irda was seeking other than Irda, really, because their cleric had been lost to them in the floods. Irda found herself in quite a dilemma, not feeling confident about her ability to help Cade, but at the same time feeling that it was better to do something than nothing. She opted to do something, and so with Alcott's help, she had cleaned Cade's wound and prepared to cut with her dagger that she had also prepared, and then Alcott used his spectral hand to begin lifting the piece of bone out of Cade's skull.
And animate rope to hold
And
it still.
yes, the animate rope.
So there's animate
to
rope.
keep him from wiggling
Eamon
around.
on one end and Shillelagh on the other.
Although he's still
holding
kind of
down.
moving a bit, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Cade's twisting and trying to kind of shake inside those ropes. Cade was having hallucinations
Yep.
and seeing things. He is on the verge of the other side.
Yes, and that is where we left off
Verge.
last time.
Merge.
So, and just to enjoy this for all of our fans, I was going through the stream and I thought it would be fun to see. This was the suffering of Cade.
Oh, no.
In those
no.
final moments, so you can see.
Oh, God.
The clip.
Right there.
That
In
is
fact,
not
I watched this
good.
earlier.
Let me give you just give you.
Really? Thanks.
So, Cade Cardinal, head lolling over to the side. And,
I always take a lot of screen caps from the episodes
My
from the
hair looks
post,
good there.
and there were several with your tongue hanging out. And I was like, I'm gonna try to find one where her tongue is not hanging out for today's post.
fans, if you haven't, avail yourself of this. If you go to our YouTube channel, we have playlists for all the different streams. So there's an LMA playlist, there's a Greyhawk Awakening playlist, and there's a Runelords playlist. If you go and click View Full Playlist, scroll down to the very last session, and then go about 3/4 of the way through the stream. Just move it over so you can get there pretty quick. You'll get a wonderful performance by Captain Cade Cardinal of brain damage as she's kind of twitching and making groaning noises. And I don't think this is not going to be appearing on some Christmas videos. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, well done, absolutely well done. Great. What happened last time? Let's do a quick round of introductions of your PCs, and we'll get started. Let's start with you, Eamon.
I am Eamon, a half-orc magus, level 8, and fairly new to the party, only about a week and a half, maybe, 2 weeks. Though he may not see eye to eye with Cade all the time, he surely does not want to see Cade pass.
Oh,
So.
how sweet.
Well said. All right, let's go to Alcott.
Alcott Devereaux, wizard extraordinaire. Currently level 8, working on it. Human, and even newer than Eamon. I mean, we're talking about like less than a week, like 4 days, I think. Maybe even verging on 5.
Now we're talking game days, in-game days, because Eamon has been with us now for probably 6 sessions or 5 sessions. No, Eamon maybe more.
I think more
Because he's been with
before
us
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So
since we attacked, we
Certainly
freed the
before
fort
Thanksgiving. I was
Yeah,
from
you
the
were
ogres, and that's been a
Goodness.
while.
And he was with Solomon, right?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
with
he
Solomon.
really was, yeah,
Because
so-
we pulled him out of the piles
so
of
you've been with us
bodies.
probably 10 sessions or something, and
Yeah.
you've been with us maybe 5 or 6
I
sessions.
think about that.
Yeah, so when they're telling you, days, those are actual in-game days, because these have been some pretty slow-moving days with lots of
Yes,
action.
they have.
A lot
of
happening in
giants.
these few days.
Yeah.
All right. So were you done? Anything?
And I mean, same thing. I mean, I'm new, but if you caught on in the last couple sessions, Alcott is very dedicated to this party at this point. He's very latched on and does not want to see any of them die. Was very sad to see Solomon go, and certainly does not want to see Cade go.
Yeah, and that is the irony of the location. In fact, I'll bring it up here for the viewers to see on the battle cam. So where you see the body of Cade Cardinal lying across the grass in Fort Von Frost, He is surrounded, and we're gonna come back and go through all this in a minute. He's surrounded by many, and I'll explain who's where. But what's interesting about this is, one, this is literally just a couple of dozen yards from where Cade wants to build
Army Tavern.
the Pickled Pirate
And
Tavern.
he's near Solomon's grave
And
as well.
he's literally 10 feet from the body of Solomon von Frost, which is also buried in this fort. Previous PC Cavalier who died a horrible death, skull crushed beyond recognition. All right, thank you, Alcott. Let's go to Erie.
Which character am I today? Hello everyone, I am Ida Lienriel. I am in level 8 Scald, level 2 Paladin, Asimor, and I am the lady of Fort Runfrost. And I'm currently trying to heal Cade as best as I can because we can't do without our pirate friends. So, yes.
Well said. And then the man-woman of the hour.
Huzzah! I am a level 10 swashbuckler on the verge of living up to the DM. I do not want to die. I got to build the Pickled Pirate.
All right, so before we begin today's giveaway, in honor or perhaps in memoriam of Captain Cade Cardinal, we have our last, I believe, Amako's Revenge. These are metal flasks. Amako's Revenge, of course, is the name of Cade Cardinal's ship. And
No, you cannot.
it's got a screw top on it. It's a screw top flask, metal flask. It is super cool. There are only a few of these in the wild, and you could be the winner of an Amako's Revenge flask. Also, depending on our viewership today, if we get up over 55 viewers today on Sunday, I will have a secondary giveaway, which I will announce when we hit that number. So tell your friends, if they're not on yet, that they should jump on. All right, so again, setting the scene. You have surrounding you in what was previously Fort Rennick, now Fort von Frost. The townspeople all around. You have Mayor Malin Shreed here, who is now the Castellan of Fort von Frost. He was the mayor of Turtleback. He's done a good job accounting of himself as you're sort of helping run the fort and make sure that people are organized, that parties have gone out to do the hunting and all the instructions that were received from the party. And he's actually proven himself quite capable. You have other townsfolk which have gathered around the spectacle and the fear of what's happening to Cade Cardinal. You have the stables in the back, which include Shadow Mist back there in the back of the stables here inside of Fort von Frost. And then immediately surrounding Cade, you have Shalelu, the ranger that has been with them for some time. You have Eamon. Eamon, wave your hand. Eamon here. You have Irda here. Irda, wave your hand. And then we have Alcott here, and we have Alcott's hand here. The mage hand that sits before it. And so,
Wave your hand.
The hand goes.
Oh, that's good.
And we're going to begin. Cade, in the midst of your fever dreams as hallucinations, I mentioned last time, they started out pleasantly enough with flying pickles and strange visions and colors. Then you saw light, and then there's a jarring. It sounds like a resonant, horrible grinding inside your skull, and then you see darkness. You see flames licking up around the
I'm not going to
corners
hell.
of your vision. You see demons that swirl by your eyes.
I'm a good pirate.
You, Alcott, last time as you made your attempt where Irda had opened up Cade's skull and the blood splurted down his face, a good-sized cavernous hole in his skull, you put your mage hand inside trying to pull this piece of bone. You rolled a 4.
It wasn't good.
And that was with advantage.
But I am very smart.
I have applied appropriate bonuses. As you pull, the slickness of this piece of bone,
Come on.
it slips, it scrapes across part of Cade's brain.
Somebody gave you 1,000 anti-DM.
I know, I saw
that.
that. So what that means is I have lost all of my advantages. I have no advantages now. As a
Okay.
GM. That was Pat that did that. I thought he was a loyal follower.
And I'm watching.
Cade immediately spasms.
When I see that, can I react?
Oh, yes, you can. You react, and then I'm going to tell you what's happened.
Okay. I take out a small, slightly bent iron rod, and I say, "Add Stringo, Cade, please stand still." And I cast Hold Person on him to paralyze all of the muscles in his body to lock still.
Okay, all right.
He has to roll a save, but I don't know.
save.
No, in this case, there is no saving throw for him.
My last
Cade's
third level
body
spell
is
slot.
locked and frozen in place. Cade, you, I need you to make a saving throw for me. This is a Fortitude saving throw, and it is a
Fortitude.
You should be good at fortitude.
It is a
+4.
it is a DC 22,
Okay. Advantage?
and
Yes.
you're gonna make 2 of these for me. All right. 2 separate effects that are
I'm using 2
Oh,
advantages.
that sounded like bits.
Okay, 1 advantage for each member of the party.
Awesome.
Thank you,
We
Phantom.
will take it.
Oh, hey, Roger didn't see you on earlier. Thank you. Good
All right.
And one also for you, Cade, from Pat66.
Oh, another one for Cade from Pat.
Thank you, sir. All right, I'm using an advantage. You better roll good. Oh my gosh.
What'd you roll?
A 3
A
On
3.
advantage?
on it.
Rolled a 1 and a
7.
3.
All right,
So
so
7.
Cade,
Yes.
you
These are sucky dice.
are not only nigh unto death.
But you told me to roll 2.
Yes.
Yeah,
Separate
there's
effects.
2 separate damage effects that are about to happen here. You are not only the flames licking around you, you see these demonic forms swirling around your head.
What the hell?
You have permanent 1 level lost.
What?
And you are on the verge of permadeath.
Oh my god.
So you have lost a full level. You can mark that down, and we'll figure we gotta back out a feed,
A
assuming you
level?
survive full
Yeah.
level. Now you're rolling from the effect
do
of the
that?
damage to your mind. If you fail this saving throw, you will lose 2 points of wisdom. So I need you to roll another DC 22.
I can't lose any more wisdom.
That's not like as much anyways.
And then you're going to have 1 more opportunity.
Yeah, I assume.
Failure this time will mean death.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is. No, I'm not a jerk. This is.
I mean, it's brain damage.
Yeah, you have a
chip
shard
your
of
skull
bone.
in your brain.
Oh, 19!
That's
I did it.
19.
I did it.
19
Alright.
plus 4, so that's 23,
So
right?
you,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
you avoid the wisdom damage. What's your wisdom right now, by the way?
10.
10. Yeah, at 8 that would have been bad.
Yeah.
You would have started taking penalties and.
That's a
All right. So you have not taken the wisdom damage, but you have lost a full level. All right. There's a collective gasp all around as it's clear Cade is slipping away. He moans. You see his body stiff as a board, just guttural sounds coming out of his mouth. Blood continues to flow from his forehead. Before Alcott does anything else, is anyone saying anything or doing anything? You
Okay.
hear the gasp of the townspeople.
An angel.
So, can I use my arcane bond to cast a cantrip?
you have to have it prepared in the.
Arcane bond does not require preparation. I can just cast one of the spells that I know, whether it's
Yes.
prepared or not.
That's correct.
Alright.
So can I use that to cast a cantrip?
Yes.
Can I also cast Mage Hand to have 2 spectral hands grab? I have Spectral Hand cast, not Mage Hand. That's a much higher level spell.
All right. So
I don't know. I just had that thought. I don't
I want you to make a
because Spectral Hand isn't concentration.
make a perception check for me.
Okay. What's my perception? I'm freaking out.
While he's doing that, can I begin to prepare to cast something?
I'm gonna use an advantage.
Sure.
So basically, as soon as
Wait, what are you rolling now? What are you doing?
Just
Sorry.
the
Yeah.
perception check that you
Okay,
get to me.
okay.
Go on.
just as soon as if I see the bone clear the hole in Cade's head, I want to immediately cast Cure Serious Wounds as soon as that's clear. Can
Okay.
I just
Love it.
prepare that basically?
All right.
24.
24. All right. You can tell, even without formal medical training, Cade has perhaps seconds to live.
Yeah. So we're just gonna try again. Just gonna pull it.
All right. So the second and final attempt to remove this piece of bone.
I'm gonna use them in your tray
Okay.
because it's mystical for some odd
It's
reason.
blessed.
Everybody send up a quick prayer. All right.
Come on, Saturday.
Stop giving me that.
Bring us-
If I roll as bad as I did again last time,
I mean, serious.
they gotta drop.
Oh yes! That's a good one.
15 on the dice,
A
plus
fif-
my plus 5 intelligence. If that's what you're adding, that is an unnatural 20.
15 on the die.
That was so much better than last
You
time.
see the fingers of the mage hand again inside the skull. If a mage hand
Yes.
could tremble, this one is.
My hands are actually trembling as I'm trying to guide it in.
The townspeople lean in. Shalelu, she mutters a prayer under her breath.
Intervention.
You.
You successfully pull the bone out of Cade's skull. You see it pulls out a bloody chunk of bone. Immediately,
24.
Irda.
And I immediately cast 24 points of healing on Cade to close the wound and stop the bleeding.
Is that in character? we're all letting out the stress right now.
Cade just immediately goes limp, unconscious. Your healing, you do see, there is a slight closing of the wound, but there's still an open spot.
I'm gonna heal him again.
under his skull. What's that?
Gonna look a mess.
I'm gonna heal him again. Another Cure Serious
Is
Wounds.
there-
Oh, did I get?
Since we have the bone chart out, is there any way that I can
How much did I get last
Yeah.
time?
replace it so that she can
Or
heal
was
this
it
and
just
back
a
over?
healing?
Yeah,
or
I mean, you
was
can
it just
try.
a closing? Or did I get
I'm not going
points?
to
Get points?
because I might
So
fail.
when I healed you last
We'll
session,
take him to a
you
doctor.
got 21 points of healing from me.
I put it back
No,
in and I
29
just...
points of healing
Okay.
from me.
Hey, stick
But
your
you would also
stick
taken
with
some
your
damage when I
roll.
opened you up again.
Right.
So,
Two ones on it.
but I'm about to cast another Cure
Oh,
Serious.
I'm so glad he rolled the way he did, and I did not have a strong counter roll on that. I was not looking
Another
good for
20.
someplace to sleep tonight.
I mean, I'm good.
Okay.
Hey, welcome to the Mad Chatters, Stygian,
Okay.
the
Well,
greatest
I
group
just
of
wanted to-
chatters in all of D&D.
So
How
it was
much more
another
did you
20
get?
points. Another 20 points of healing.
So
Another 20 points
44
of
total
healing.
so far. Gee.
Those are my biggest heals.
So
Put a gem in
several of
the
the
hole.
townspeople, they're looking over and is he all right? Is he going to live? Malin Shreed steps forward, just kind of looks. What is it?
We need space. We don't know how this might go, but Cade has a hole in his head. It's not exactly light.
All right. So what are you doing?
Tell me.
And all the townspeople still stand around, breathlessly.
I just want to. I'm going to kind of observe Cade, make sure that I see his chest rising and falling. First of all, making sure he's breathing. Okay.
Should we get him into the keep?
I think we should get him to his room, away from everyone, so he can
Agreed.
rest. But yeah, I want to check that first.
Yeah, get a pattern on him.
You see, Ray is just clutching. He's on Cade's chest and pulling on his shirt and shaking his shirt.
But can I tell if Cade is breathing evenly, like normally?
You see Cade drawing ragged breaths.
Okay. So yes. Let us get Cade to his bed.
Yes, let's. And I hold onto my sword, take out some mercury, and say, Involito Orbis. And floating a disc appears. That way we can get a nice level surface to put him on. We won't shake as much.
Okay. All right.
And
You do this.
you two, Shalelu and Eamon, have Cade's feet and head at both ends. So I imagine you two want to pick him up.
All right. So thank you, Pat. That's 5 IV of rum for Cade.
Hey, huzzah!
Lord,
Give me the rum!
Lord.
Oh, I actually had your
Coyote,
bottle of rum to clean your
you.
wound, so you're good. I have hold of it.
Greyhawk Tales of the Raiding Party.
And, oh, hey, thank you very much, Greyhawk Tales, for the raid. We appreciate that. And so, if you just joined us, Captain Cade Cardinal, who suffered a devastating critical hit in our last session. Not only a typical crit with damage, we use very serious crit tables here, courtesy of the ever mysterious Tim, based on some of the old school crit tables in Dragon Magazine and also Middle-earth role-playing crit tables. These things have permanent effects. Part of his skull was chipped out and resting on his brain. That is not going to be cured by a simple spell. There was a field surgery performed here by the team of untrained hands, but through the use of both magic, divine and arcane, healing, steady hands, Cade was pulled from the jaws of death, but not before he had suffered some damage which lost him a permanent level. And so Captain Cade Cardinal is now knocked down a full level, narrowly avoided 2 points of permanent wisdom damage. You create a makeshift litter for him, and you carry him toward the primary tower. The townspeople hushed. They step aside, concerned looks. You hear tears from a little boy who stands by the well. Is Cade going to be all right? He was such a funny man. I like it when he told his stories. Is he going to live?
He will live.
The hand disappears. You move Cade slowly. Cade, somewhere in the dim recesses of your consciousness, you see the flames recede. The darkness recedes until there's just a dull gray in front of you. You can hear the sounds of people all around you, but you can't speak. You can't move. You have some consciousness of what's going on. You move him into the tower, and as you carry him toward the tower, the mayor follows alongside you, ushering orders. Shalelu with you as well. And in moments, you are inside the main tower.
Before we get inside, I do want to turn around back to the mayor and say, just so you're aware, there is a giant outside, and it likes us. I know this is news. A lot of things are going on right now. Do you need me right now, Ida?
No, I think I will be fine with taking care of Cade on my own.
I'm going to go take care of that situation. And just tell your guards not to freak out if they see him.
You're quite sure this is safe?
Indeed. He's quite nice. He knew
Jacardros.
Jacardros.
The ranger.
Indeed, he taught him. Some of common, in fact. He was speaking to. It seems like he wants to help. Build. Repair.
If you say so, eh? Certainly we could use a strong pair of shoulders. That wall won't fix itself.
I agree.
All right. Yes.
Thank you. And then I dimension door back outside in front of the giant.
Okay, all right, Alcott. Ever the show off. Suddenly
Oh, wizard.
appears outside the gates.
Draw the archway with the tip of my staff and come back out.
All right, we'll come back to that in a second. All right, you're inside now the tower, and as you move up toward the second level where there are
I plant
some
this in your
accommodations
hands
set
before
up.
I leave.
Oh, okay.
Eamon, you're following along
Just
with
in
them?
case.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you very much, Phantom, for the subs. We appreciate that. Wiley, good to see you. All right, you're up in the tower. What do you do?
Okay. So let us get Cade into his bed. He needs to rest.
All right, you lower Cade onto onto the floor where there's bedding. His breathing does seem to have grown more steady.
All right. I would prefer to stay here with him. I don't know if there is something perhaps the others might need assistance with, but I would like to stay with Cade for now. Did Shreed go back downstairs, or is he still with us?
No, Shreed stayed downstairs.
All right. Eamon or Shalelu, either of you, will you let the Castellan know where I am in case he is in need of me? But I do not want to leave Cade's side.
All right. What are you doing, Eamon?
I'll go back downstairs and find Shreed and just tell him that that's where Irda is going to be. And actually, I would like to search for 2 helmets, like armor helmets.
Okay. All right, so you're going to do that before or after you go down to speak to Shreed?
After.
Okay. All right, so you head back downstairs. As you head back out of the tower, of course, again, there is that strong nip of winter air. You can see there's the snow is getting lower and lower on the mountains. There's a chill wind that blows as you step out, and you see people are now bustling about, trying to resume normal activities. There's a lot of repair work that's being done all around the fort. You see there are pigs over in a sty next to you that has been set up. Thank you very much for the follow, Rev71. Welcome to the Mad Chatters, the most elite group of chat anywhere on the planet. So you have a pig pen over there. You've got again the stables that you saw previously, and you find Mayor Shreed, now the Castellan. He is bustling about, speaking with different folks, giving orders. He walks over towards you when he sees you approaching. Eamon, how fares Cade?
He appears to be stable for the time being, but I'm not a doctor, so I don't know for sure how he is. But if you should need the lady, Irda, she's going to stay with him. So if you need any help, just I am available also, but that is where she'll be.
All right, yes. Well then, we should be seeing some of the hunting parties back soon, and hopefully they've had success. We are, as I said before, our larders grow ever more sparse and quite concerning for the number of mouths we have to feed. We're attempting to begin to dig outside for farming purposes and to plow fields and plant seeds, but I don't know if it'll come quickly enough.
It's understandable. What is the nearest town from here?
It was Turtleback. Now, I'll show you here as well because you've all seen this map before. He scratches his head and says, if Lucerian still stands, it would be to the south. There would be nothing closer heading east of here. The terrain is rugged and it is several days' travel to the nearest town. We are isolated here.
Okay. Let me think on something.
Okay.
I'll come back.
All right. Let's go to you, Alcott. Alcott, you are outside the fort. You see Gurg. He stands there.
Was it Gorks?
Gurgs. Gurgs.
Oh. Okay, I guess I wrote that down.
Gurgs. He stands, his back to the broken keep wall. He looks sort of forlorn and uncertain of himself, what he's gotten himself into, where he's at, and
then he hears a whoosh behind him.
yeah, and so as you suddenly appear, he lifts his club.
Gurks. Tongues is still affecting me from the potion I drank before. 'Cause
Right.
it lasts an hour. I assume
Okay.
it hasn't been an hour since I drank it.
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay.
No, it's been like, this whole episode has taken perhaps 30 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm still speaking in giant to him. Gurks, I've spoken with the Castellan. I've spoken with the lady of the fort. They wish for you to help.
Not trick.
No trick. We are friends, as much as Jakadros was.
Sometimes people try to poke girls' ears like it.
People can get scared and people misunderstand. But you will help to disprove the myth that all giants are evil.
Promise this true?
I cannot promise you anything. I'm sorry. But I can promise you that I will defend you at every chance I get.
I'll defend
You see how powerful I am.
her. Magics? Her?
Yes. You remember me throwing that massive sword right by your head.
Rubs his ear like there's a memory of it going past him. Roll persuasion, please.
Weird diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
Yes.
I spared his life.
I'll use an advantage.
Is that Brim? Oh, no, Brim doesn't sound like that.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
With a +4 on that.
Gurgs love you.
Okay, nat 20 on that then. So you see, he kind of considers for a moment. He drops his head. When his head comes back up, you see there's a big tear brimming on the edge of his eye, about to spill out. My friend. He leans over with two big hands and envelops you. He's quite gentle as he does so. He's apparently aware that he could crush you, and he smells quite bad.
I just pat on his chest. Thank you, Gurgs. Thank you.
You pat a matted, sweaty, hairy chest.
And probably slightly singed because he got hit by the
Yeah,
fireball
sure,
too.
that's right, yes. And he eventually lets you go. Sorry?
I actually had an idea on that, Gurgs. The people of this fort are a bit low on food. You wouldn't happen to know a good way to get a lot of it?
Hunter, I want horns.
Called deer.
Right.
Careful with the smashing. We need as much meat as we can get. Do you think for now that you could go do that? Maybe by sundown come back and meet me. Meet me right back right here.
All right, friend.
Thank you, Gurgs.
He turns and he lumbers off into the forest. He stops. You see, he looks back over his shoulder, and he gives you this crooked smile, and puts his fist to his chest as he gives this crooked smile toward Alcott.
I'll do the same thing in
And he turns
response.
and he walks off into the forest.
And I just sort of say under my breath, "Be safe, Gurgs." I
All right.
walk back in.
We come back to you, Eamon. What are you doing inside?
So, OOC, how long of a straight flight is Ilsurian?
Can you speak up? I'm sorry, couldn't you?
How long is a straight flight from where we are to Ilsurian?
Ooh.
Flight
It's a really good
I was
question.
gonna
So,
say,
question: Is
my
it over an
fly-
hour? Is it over an hour?
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Straight.
So what's your rate of travel when you're flying? Is it 240?
Angelic wings.
Your speed becomes 60 feet, so you would then be able to do
So- yeah.
120 if you were
120.
dashing.
I am not
Yeah.
asking for me to fly.
Right. Yeah.
The two party members who you see.
I'm kind of curious about the hawk.
Oh, sending a pigeon. It's
Sending
messenger or
the
something,
hawk,
yeah.
the obsidian
Well,
statue.
The figurine of wondrous power, yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Hawk might be faster than
You would estimate, yeah, that distance could be flown in an hour by a hawk.
Okay. I guess the second OOC is.
Two more
Do I even
advantages for Cade?
do I even know how to invoke that? I mean, I know we discussed what it does, but
I identified it for him, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
we
Right.
should know
you
the
should
so I
word.
should
Uh-huh.
know. Okay.
Thank you very much, everyone. We appreciate all the cheers in the chat. Let us know if all the audio sounds good, if all the video angles look good. And by the way, we're giving away an Amako's Revenge flask today. And oh, I said if we hit 55, we would have a second giveaway. We're at 56.
What? Oh, I thought we were at 54.
No, we're at 56
Oh, okay.
right now. So we will have two giveaways today. I'll tell you what the second one is in just a moment. But while you're
Awesome.
figuring out what you're going to do there,
Do we want to
let me go ahead and launch this first giveaway.
That's genius. I didn't think about
Thank
that.
you, everyone.
An hour. That's
Oh, by the way, while
Yeah,
I'm doing this,
yeah.
as a quick sort of commercial break here,
Do you have paper and pen?
we have, I forgot to
I'm
mention, we have
going to
two
look for
incredible
it.
events coming up. Aside from our normal streams, and we're going to be back on Tuesday night, do not miss Tuesday night's Greyhawk Awakening stream. Special guest star Jay Scott, Lord Gazumba, will be on with us. And I'll just tell you right now, it will be a co-DM session on Tuesday night, which I have never done before. But we
You've
talked,
seen
I have
what
a
I
plan,
have.
I think it's going to be a blast. So don't miss Greyhawk Awakening on Tuesday night. But then coming up in February, we have Underdark Uprising, the incredible charity for St. Jude's. And that's going to be, I believe, February 19th. And we have a special session that we're running on Blue Box for that, all in support of St. Jude's. Fantastic, fantastic charity. And you will be able to be there for that. And then, of course, GaryCon coming up in March. And GaryCon, it is huge for us to be part of this. Jay is actually helping run the entire con. And then we have 3 separate streaming sessions for GaryCon, 2 Greyhawk Awakening sessions, 1 open sign-up session, plus I've got a Lore Masters Arcanum, and I'll be on a DM roundtable. You're going to get a full glut of Blue Box at GaryCon this year. It's going to be so, so exciting. All right, so type in the chat, !Flask, F-L-A-S-K, !Flask to be entered in our giveaway, and you will have a chance to win this gorgeous Amako's Revenge flask. You might overdose on John. I'll try to vary things up. I'll try not to be the same every time. All right. So back to the action here. Let's skip up to the tower while you're getting ready.
Yeah, think about what you want to write down.
Irda, you're leaning over Cade. You hear the bustle of...
Mike, Jordan said you sound distant.
I sound distant? Do I sound distant, everybody? That never happens.
We need.
The best medical
Test, test,
professional
test.
that
Hang
they
on.
have.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
Well,
Bum, 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 bum. Yep.
any
Oh, your mic's off.
Has it been off the whole time?
Yeah,
Fair
Jordan
defense
just
is
said
that-
you sound distant.
Golly, it's been off the whole time? No
And
one
he
said
got on
anything?
me.
I guess I can't. I know. I guess my oh, you know, it's when I went up to get my iPad.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
because I didn't want you guys to hear me traipsing around the house. All right. Hey, sorry everybody. All right.
No
So
wonder they couldn't hear you over that.
yeah, no kidding. That makes a lot more
Very
sense
clever.
now.
Right.
Thank you, Jordan. All right, so you're inside the tower. You hear the bustle of townsfolk. They're still trying to make this a home. You hear children crying upstairs. You can still smell there's a stench inside the tower. It's not been cleared out from all the death and what the ogres had done to the black arrows that were here. Are you doing anything as you're sitting over Cade?
Just kind of watching over him, making sure his breathing stays normal. And after a few moments, I will, because I had his rum, because I used it to clean his wounds before we did the surgery. So I will kind of lay that just next to him. And then she's going to pull out her flute as she's leaning against the wall, just kind of watching Cade. And she'll play the sea shanty that Cade is always singing to himself to try to kind of perhaps bring him back to the present.
All right, so let's hear it.
I'm not getting copyright strikes against us for the Cade song. So. But that one that Cade is always singing, she will play on her flute.
Okay, so Irda, as you lean over, you pull out the flute and you begin to play. The sound of your flute echoes inside the tower, and you see Cade stirs. Cade, your eyes flutter open. It's briefly hazy, and as you look around, the first face you see is the angelic face of Irda. No wings, but she's holding a flute and playing one of the familiar tunes that you have liked to sing so often.
Did I die? Where am I?
Okay, so as soon as he speaks, I will take the flute away and I'll say, "You're not dead yet, Cade. You're in your room."
Who are you?
And she'll actually kind of let out a small laugh, and mainly out of relief because she's been concerned about him. It's Irda, Cade.
Ah, thirsty.
Predictable.
Well, your rum is right next to you.
What?
Oh dear.
Ray leaps down and he starts dragging the flask. Here you see your little tiny little goblin friend. He's pulling this flask up.
Seeing Ray struggling with it, Irda will just kind of lift it up and open it, and then lift Cade's head up so he's not flat on the bedding, so he doesn't choke, and give him a little bit of his rum.
You get a bit of fiery water down your throat, and immediately, like your senses begin to come alert. You feel weak, and you have the most monstrous headache. Your head throbs as though there are 10 tiny rays inside trying to pound their way out of your skull.
Oh! What? What was that?
Are you meaning the drink or what happened?
What was that delectable?
It's your rum, Cade.
Have more.
I'll give him another drink.
All right, you get another heavy swig of rum from your flask. Exclamation point flask in the chat.
Oh! I'm not feeling well. I think I need to lay down.
Well, you are at least most of the way there right now.
Well, I feel like I'm floating on the ocean.
There are worse places to be, I suppose. Yeah, you took quite the hit to the head there, Cade.
Do I look okay?
There's still blood all over his face. You look great, Cade.
Good. As long as my face is looking right.
Ray is just kind of staring at him as Cade's kind of slurring his words and acting strangely. Ray looks over at you with wide eyes of concern.
And Irda will just kind of give give Ray a bit of a reassuring smile, like it'll be okay. And I think you should probably try to rest some more, Cade. It was a little bit scary back there.
I just,
Speak up a little.
oh. What's your name?
I'm Irda.
Okay. Sorry. Just struggling. Feeling I need to sleep. I fall asleep.
Cade lolls back over and falls asleep.
Very well. And she'll just kind of lean back against the wall and resume playing quietly so that to not disturb Cade. This time something softer, not not fire shanty as more distant.
Cade asks, how's my hair look with bandana head and hair plastered to his face? All right, we're going to switch now back to outside, and we are with Eamon. Eamon, as you're talking with the Castellan now, Shreed, what do you do?
I have an idea, but I'm going to need some paper and a pen.
A paper and pen?
Yes.
Okay, one moment. He rushes off toward what's now being used as the schoolhouse. And in moments, he comes out, a sheaf of paper slapping in the wind, and a quill and a bottle of ink.
I will find a... Actually, I'm going to go up to Cade's room.
Why? Because you waited till I placed the camera outside and decided.
No.
Okay, all right. All right. So you take the sheaf of paper and the pen as well.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you take this and you move up to Cade's room.
Do I see him walking back toward the keep when I enter back in? Because that was a pretty quick
let's see here. So no, this is kind of simultaneous action with your conversation that was happening out here. So you'll be just now finishing on your conversation with Gergs. You head upstairs. You see several of the townspeople walking back and forth. As you come up, you get to the second floor. You see Cade is laid where you saw him before. Irda still stands over him. She's got her flute in her hand. You see Ray is atop his chest, clutching a flask of rum.
Irda, would you mind stepping out for just a moment?
Yep, not a problem. And she'll put her flute in the little holster, basically, that she has for it. And she follows after Eamon. What do you need?
I have an idea, and I don't know that it will work, but the hawk that we got from the mountain,
Yes.
the statue, I'm thinking that we send a message to a town.
All right.
But what do you think we should ask for? I mean,
Well, primarily if they can... I know that Shreed had told me previously that they were going to begin preparing fields for planting. So if they have anything that they can spare as far as things that we can use to get the seed that we need to plant, that would be of assistance. Any extra food in general.
I'm scribbling this kind of down as she's
Whatever supplies perhaps that they could help to send to help with the rebuilding of the fort as well. And that we have some gold that we could pay to them if they can supply these things. Those are best what I can think of. Now, you are sending this, yes, to basically have this in an official notice from us?
yes.
I have a thought. And she reaches into one of her pockets or her pouches. I have I don't have it in here. Oh, yes, I do. I have this forger's kit that I bought a long time ago for use
Eamon, so Eamon, would you have, I said this was all simultaneous action, Eamon.
Alcott.
Alcott, sorry, Alcott.
I'm like, I'm not looking because it's not my name.
Why is he not
So it's
responding
all
to me?
simultaneous action. So was it your intent to go back in once Gerg left?
I wanted to see if I could follow him up if I noticed he was kind of in a rush.
Well, no. So by the time you got inside, there's none of the party is in the courtyard. So if you would have had inside the tower, you can, or if not, you can. But I need to know for timing purposes.
I think that I would have head back in the towers, check up on Cade, see how things are going.
Okay. So by this point, then
In the conversation.
you'd be coming up the stairs at this point of the conversation. Go ahead.
But I have this kit that I bought for doing forging, but it was for dealing with the thing in certain point, or not certain point, but anyway, beside the point. But I can create an official seal since this is my fort now.
We could use mine. I look at my signet ring. The Devereaux family name carries weight.
Perhaps, but
If you're looking for backing.
perhaps we could emboss it with both. I have the ability to create a seal with.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you are fine. But I have the ability to create a seal with the equipment that I have, and I think it will probably be important since I am the representative of this base.
Not just representative, you are a lady of a fort.
Yes, but to have my own seal to lay upon this letter as the official request from me to them. So perhaps we lay both of our seals upon this, and this way we can more likely bolster the request
Indeed.
in an
but
official capacity.
I want you to know that by the law of the land, your name carries weight.
But no one knows my name yet. So.
They will.
But
They should.
Indeed.
all right, and so she'll
as I'm
take a moment
Taking
to.
lists.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually hand the paper back over to you because my name carries no weight.
So she'll actually take a moment with the things that she has in this forger's kit that she got to be able to do the letter from Zanisha
Right.
in Magnamar to get information about where everything was going on. So she's going to take it, and because she knows that she has the ability to make seals and things with this, she will actually create her very own seal that will be representative of the fort. And it's going to be Serenray's wings with the paw print of Kib to represent Solomon,
Oh, okay.
since it is Fort Von Frost.
Right.
So it's going to be a combination of the two things that this.
Very
Fort
nice.
That's awesome.
Very nice.
So yeah, so that's what it will. Her seal will be. So she just creates that with the material she has, and it's going to take her a little bit, but she creates that, and then it will look over what he has written, make sure everything looks fine, and she will lay her signature upon it and place the seal upon the letter, and then pass it over to Alcott so that he can.
Are you wanting the Devereaux family name to be attached to this fort?
I think it would be good to have backing from you, since your family is well known. You are an ally of mine.
I don't know if my father knows that I'm here.
Is that going to be...
No, it shouldn't be a problem unless word gets back to Sandpoint. But, no, we need the aid. It must happen.
So then I will take you, and you are an ally.
I'm just sort of nervously rubbing the ring.
If it is something you are concerned about, I can leave it my hand alone.
Cade needs help. And this fort does.
All right.
I take it off and I smush it into the wax.
All right. You smush the seal into the wax. Now what?
All right.
Hand it
so,
to Eamon.
Oh, and well, actually, I will take it and I will roll it and properly seal it, and
Get it all
then
good?
hand it to Eamon.
All right.
And I will go up to the tower and I'll place the obsidian.
So you're going back outside?
I'm
So
going
top
back
of the
to
tower, to the very top?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so
Would you like to switch the camera again?
keep moving it. You climb the remainder of steps up several flights. As you do, you go by that awful 4th floor where there are still bodies that have not yet been cleared. And
I want to come up with him.
stench is enormous. All right.
I want to see how this hawk works. Very
Alcott.
interested.
Where did I put?
I'm way out here.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. Alcott comes up top with you as well. All right. Let me move that out of your face, Cade. There we go. Get it there. And so Alcott, and I'm just going to do a manual kind of hold of the camera here, since you guys are not going to be up top there too terribly long, and I don't have a tripod.
I'm just sort of
for it.
coaching you as to how to use the item because I know all the steps. So I'm just like, all right, stand back.
So you get atop the tower.
Toss it.
As you eventually make your way up there, the wind is bitterly chill and strong here atop the tower. As the wind blows, whips away at your cloaks, bites through your clothing, takes your breath away. The chill mountains stand behind you in silent observation of the whims of men. And you pull out the figurine as you sit atop the tower.
And I'll take it and toss it in the air and then hold my hand out as though to have it perch.
Oh, sick.
All right, and as you do that, though, you know, because it was identified for you, you sensed that in order for this figurine to be activated, you yourself must make the cry of a hawk.
Can you do
Now
it?
give us that,
Because I
please.
can.
It's got to be primal. Just let it happen.
They kind of screech.
Yeah, that's right.
Screech.
There you go.
You toss it in the
That's a
air.
whole lot better.
You offer that. Apparently the effort is insufficient.
You toss it up and just
This
catch it.
figurine drops and clatters on the
Hopefully.
wood.
Not too hard.
It's a magic item.
All right. I'll pick it up again.
Effort. Really get into it.
Here we go.
Use your diaphragm.
Just like
That sounded like
I'm behind you. I'm behind you. I give him some back.
You're inside. You're not the wielder of the figurine.
I'm just helping him out.
The figurine drops to the surface of the tower once more.
Some water, maybe. Your voice seems a bit dry.
Wine.
yeah.
you can
The
do it.
wind blows strong.
Back of your throat.
Third time's a charm.
That was good.
That sounded more like a pig.
No, I like that. It sounded like a hawk.
Okay, hold on. All right.
Wind pigs fly.
Jay Birchfield, are you still with us? I'd like you to open a poll. I need the match out to let me know if that was good enough.
I liked it.
By Eamon as the call of a hawk. I felt like it was going somewhere, but it wasn't quite there. If he's not there, you can go ahead and open the poll
Water
for us,
in a
Deirdre.
small dead animal.
Yes.
While we're waiting for that, type exclamation point
I
chat. Exclamation point flask. I'm sorry, exclamation point flask for our Cade Cardinal in celebration of Cade's survival.
Yay!
Sorry, exclamation point flask, not chat. Cade did survive, and so we're giving it away an Amako's Revenge flask today. Sorry for the shaky
I thought you were about
cam
to pull
here.
up a hawk sound to play.
And the poll goes up.
Yeah.
And he said, let's make it a short timer on it.
Yeah.
Exclamation point squawk.
Exclamation point squawk.
That calls someone in for a wombat.
It's an infernal wombat.
It's that scroll of summoning demons, but it's actually just a cursive L and it says lemons.
No, I kind of agreed with you, Chris. I think you're lucky that a pig didn't just drop it. With what you just
If it
did.
can fly, it'll get the job done.
Having some
Pig-
serious
would pigs
allergies
fly?
exactly today.
Yeah, the shaky DM hand represents the wind atop the tower. That's exactly right. Well said. When pigs fly.
Okay, here we go. Let's see.
All right, atop the tallest tower in Fort Von Frost, Eamon tosses the figurine, a little black figurine of a hawk, into the sky and attempting to trigger the arcane power of this hawk. He has let out his hawk's cry, and now you, the Mad Chatters, will be able to determine if that was sufficient to actually unlock the power of the figurine.
Being fun at all. I
Well-
think you just tap it and then the
Well,
chat
the
will come
problem
back up.
is it's.
We'll tap on it and then the
I'm
chat will
having
come
to
back
do
up,
them
right?
mobile.
We'll give it 5 more seconds, and then I'll do it manually here if that's not working
Yeah, I
for
think
us.
you're gonna have to.
Okay, let's do this. Here's what we're gonna do.
I have-
Because the
Not
poll's
double
not
tap,
popping
just
up,
one tap.
and she's trying to do it on mobile, and Jay Birchfield stepped away obviously for a second. So
There we go. I just refreshed it. It's fine. I got it.
it is
now.
it's popping up now.
She's got it. She just needed to get the chat open.
Yeah, there we
Okay,
go.
all right.
Slash. Oh.
5. Can we
Okay.
get a couple more hawk screeches? That's. I think you can see what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Reminder, Tuesday
Yeah,
night,
try
very
that one
special
more.
Greyhawk Awakening, joined by Jay Scott, Lord Gasumba, co-DMing with me on Tuesday night. We've never done this before. I've never done it before. He's never done it before. But I think it's going to be a blast. A very special session on Greyhawk Awakening Tuesday night. Oh, you are there. You must not have heard me. I was trying to get a poll up. And
it.
We've got it right
Evelyn, I think, has it now.
I'll put it. It'll
Yeah,
be a
one.
1 minute timer because that's the shortest I can
The
do.
1 minute
Start.
timer is the shortest we can have. All right.
Okay,
so
polls
the
up.
question was Eamon's screech good enough? You have 3 options: yeah, heck yeah, or no. So let us know if it triggered the arcane power of the figurine or not. And you'll have just a few more seconds to type that in while you're doing that. Hit,
Heck yeah.
hit exclamation point flask.
there's
Exclamation
another
point
one.
flask gets you
There's
in
2
the
now.
giveaway for the Cade
that's me.
Cardinal Mako's Revenge flask.
Hey, I'm gonna vote because I don't want to have to do that again.
Oh, that was good.
So there's a.
We needed some laughs after that stressful.
Yeah, that's right. So let's get the pan out here. This is while we're waiting. You can see the full glory of Fort Von Frost here. All the townspeople inside, a well in the center. You've got. Actually, I left tree. There's some trees out in the front. This is the broken section of wall that was shattered during the ogre attack. And the answer is yes, it was good enough. Thank you. He's so great. I disagreed, man. I would have made him keep doing it. All right, with your final effort of a call, it takes flight. And so I assume you bound these instructions to its foot. Is that what you said?
Well, he had it land on his feet.
I was going to have it land if it would.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So it
and then
does.
bind it.
It does. It lands with a heavy. Actually, the talons bite. You don't have a proper falconer's sleeve for this, and you feel the talons grip and actually pierce skin.
And then, actually, since I've got an arm, I'll hold it over to Alcott and have him
Tie it off.
tie that on, and
Oh, whoops, I dropped it. Flies off the
Windy.
tower.
All right, you tie the rolled parchment as best you can. The hawk waits patiently.
and I'll say I need you to fly. Gosh, I'm going into Brule. Sorry.
It's good. I was into it.
South from here to Ilsurian, and find any man, if you can understand this. Fly south and find any man in the town and deliver this message. And I'll concentrate on remembering the map, and then I'll kind of lift my arm and just kind of give him some oomph and see if he'll take off.
All right, you see this predatory avian head tilts and looks at you. Pupils dilate. You don't know if it's understanding what you're saying, but you sense there is some sort of a connection that you have with this creature. As you toss it up off of your arm, it lofts into the air and catches quickly the currents of wind that are coming off of the mountains behind Fort Von Frost. And within seconds, it vanishes into the gray clouds off in the distance. and you can no longer see it. You and Alcott stand alone atop the tower.
Incredible. Great work on the car, by the way.
Thank you.
I was really feeling it.
All right.
You blocked my face.
So, with that, we're going to get ready for
We all get an advantage.
our one
thank you.
and only
Oh,
break.
huzzah.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Vivi, good to see you. Thanks for being with us today here on Blue Box. And so, Cade has narrowly escaped death, but suffered loss permanently of a full level as a result of the damage he took from the critical hit, and the
dumb.
subsequent procedure that attempted to save his life succeeded, but he was damaged in the process. The party now with this newfound friend Grug, Gurgs, who has been,
What's his name?
yeah, who
Good
has
old
been
Good old
giant
G.
friend.
persuaded to join the party after having been taught by Jakardros, the former leader of the Black Arrows, and he is now out hunting on behalf of the party as the remainder of the denizens of now Fort Von Frost are farming and repairing and cleaning and trying to hunt on their own as well to help the party. And so, as we go to break, we will come back in just a moment, and we will have our first giveaway, which is the Cade Cardinal Amako's Revenge Flask, right here. So type !! Flask in the
Ooh,
chat
it's a Mako.
for this super cool metal flask with a screw top on it. It is really cool, and it is good for all of your spirits. All right.
Damaged.
And so, we're going to head to break now, and we'll be back in just a moment. We'll leave the mics hot, so any players that are still in the room will be able to chat with all of you during the break. Welcome, Chemcraft. Congratulations for joining the Mad Chatters, and we will be right back.
Any way I could borrow a glass of water?
Oh, we have bottled water.
Really,
That
Pat
would be ideal.
draws. Pat, you want
I
us to
forgot
poke
to
a
bring my
hole in the
water
cap
bottle.
in honor of
I've
Cade?
been speaking so much. Yeah, so I actually put Cade's brain piece in a glass jar that I have in my pack, and it is preserved there
Oh,
so that
skull?
it does not.
The piece of skull, you mean?
What did I say?
Brain.
Oh, you don't, not the brain, skull piece. And so that when we eventually do put it back on with the person who knows how to do that best, not me or anyone here, that it can heal.
And most likely not anyone in the Illyrian either, because it's pretty small from what I
Yeah.
understand.
It's just like a little fishing town, if I remember.
That's right. Yeah, it's
Though it might have been completely washed away in the floods too. So
exactly. It's the closest place, though.
Yeah, I mean, downriver at that point, a lot of it might have walked
Although
away.
it's not.
with the riverbanks having receded some too, something I was thinking about is now we have all this nice healthy silt everywhere because
Yeah. That's
right, I
so
understand what
we
you're
use that for farming,
Yeah,
fertile soil.
I made you that one.
or brick making even.
Yep.
I just
What? How do you want you?
thought of something.
I don't know if we can ask
Such
the,
as?
ask the audience.
Because
You didn't tell your hawk to come back.
Well,
something I can buy.
but knowing that it's probably an hour
Okay.
away flight,
It's a
I
smaller,
didn't
like,
figure it
price
was
point.
going to make
Right.
it
But
back.
it's not full price.
What do you
but
mean?
It's a smaller.
Right.
It's
But since I
pretty
did
much a
that,
one-way
Well,
trip.
actually,
It's a
Pat,
1 hour
as you recall,
flight,
he actually
basically,
gave
from
us
what he
a
was saying.
donation
It's a
for
1 hour
that
flight. It
press
only
as well.
lasts for
So,
1 hour.
Oh.
If
So
we're
it's just gonna
continue to purchase them online as
We'll
well.
go find it in Elsarin.
Wizard
might
ones,
fall.
then
I know
we
what it
just
is, and
need
I
to
have
either
locate object.
return that, or you
So we can
give
find
him
it
a
when we
bunch
get
of
there.
merch or
Or,
whatever.
well, I don't know if we want the embroidery or the ones I made you.
Right, right.
It's
I
actually a
just-
really good point.
I just thought of something that would have been a
other Scott, the hat I made.
better
you, but
idea.
that Scott
It actually
hat,
would have
but I don't know if
Yeah, I don't
people
know.
have
tied into my
embroidery.
backstory, too.
I'll ask the viewers today. They can
sending it
vote
somewhere
on which
else?
hat they think looks better.
Because you mentioned north,
for the
right?
future stuff that we're doing.
it would be
Well, 'cause whatever we do,
west
In the
we can't
Malverian
have
Mountains.
those, so
Right, I know.
to the east of those. In
By
the
the way,
forest.
if you're listening to us now on break, I've mentioned it quite often. A lot of the music, so I use Sirenscape, and Sirenscape we do all of our sound effects with and all the music with, but the stuff that you hear on break or before, or sometimes you might hear music like this during the stream. This is all from Adrian von Ziegler. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Adrian von Ziegler makes all of his music available with no licensing, no copyright. It's free to use on YouTube, and he has hours and hours of some of the most
Damned it in fully
incredible
break, though.
music. And I'd just like to give him a shout out every once in a while and say thank you.
It was only the top that
Adrian
broke
is
off of
super
the dam.
talented,
Yeah,
and
but
this
it's only
music is
the
all
end.
free to use. So,
So question OOC.
yes,
What time of year is it again?
it's winter.
Yeah. And if I know anything about my Stardew Valley, that means no crops are going to grow.
Yeah.
That would be a reasonable assumption. But they are doing
Some
as they
things
have been
do
told.
grow, but they have to be very hardy and you have to be treating them very nice.
You could prep the soil now.
I mean, but this area goes through winter all the time. I'm certain that there are certain low-laying berry bushes.
I
and things
mean,
that
we
might
were
grow
told
something.
that there was 2 months worth of food left by Shreed.
And winter is 3.
Right.
So we only need
That's
one.
right. But it remains to be seen how effective the hunting is going to be.
Yeah.
I think just opening trade routes is probably the smartest method right now because of how far north they are. Getting shipments in is better than farming. But
Yeah, we ain't gonna grow.
Evelyn made a
food,
very
like-
good point of we don't know what Elsurian looks like right now after the flooding.
Because it's downriver.
Yeah. So the waters had to go somewhere.
that is a good and
However, there is a lot of river for that to
Right.
wash out onto. So maybe it would have been less terrible by the time it got to Elsurian, but maybe.
It was heading
You're
toward the
so-
lake. I have a feeling there's not much left there.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine, guys. Stop freaking out.
I'm not freaking out.
It'll be fine. So what's our next step?
got the broader map.
Get these people to a point where they're not going to starve
Yeah,
immediately.
I guess that we're kind of stuck here till
So
it all
this
gets
is kind of
fixed.
what I was showing you. I mean, you got all the way over here to Kiramaga, which is. It's
We could even go
Whistledown.
around the
Ooh,
turtle,
Whistledown.
around the Malgorian Mountains over to Wolfseer,
I
and
see Whistledown. Who has watched?
that's a similar
Oh.
distance, but there's
Bridgerton.
mountains in the way. You can go around them though.
Yeah, there's
To the north, there's that nice path.
valley. Yeah.
all right, all of our chatters, make sure you type !flask for the
Is there a
giveaway.
valley
It's
that goes
happening here
through?
right after the break.
I mean, there's mountains on
Okay, where are we
That's
going? Where did the eagle go anyway?
The hawk was going down to Elsurian, which if you look
Oh,
directly
okay. I've
south
been
from
trying to.
Turtleback,
I'm like,
Yeah.
where?
it's about an hour's flight at max speed.
Ah, we got flooded.
We'll be fine.
I'm not worried about us. I'm worried about the other people.
No, I know. I've almost used every spell in my arsenal. I was like, what do I have? What can
Can
I
you create
do?
food and water?
I cannot.
Okay, I can, but that's not
You're a
enough.
bard.
But
You can do anything.
create rum or wine, can't you?
I can at least keep people
At least
happy.
they can die drunk.
Yeah, they can die
I don't know how
happy.
much I can make, but I can make shots for a select number of people every so often.
What about my
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, but I don't know how much it makes.
Oh,
I cast it at whatever caster level I needed to do to fill your flask, and that's all I did. But it's a first level spell. I think I have 6 of those a day.
Oh, I know what I needed. How do I?
I'm a
take-
Barbarian?
buried in.
Barbarian. I'm a wizard. And I do not plan on multi-classing ever.
How do I take myself down a level in RPG?
Reduce your
stuff?
XP.
Just subtract XP off
okay.
until you're.
I was trying to figure out.
And I don't know if he's gonna have you
would-
at the start of that level.
That's what I was
or-
wondering. I would say reduce it by the amount of XP it needs to get to level 10 from level 9, and then you're just sort of down at whatever bar you would have been to get back up. Does that make sense?
So it's 100,000 XP.
However XP it is
you have
to get from
you
9
have to be
10.
at 100,000 to hit level 10. So.
Is that true?
It's 100,000 for level 10.
So, if I'm at like,
Are you guys on
I was
medium
getting
pace?
so close.
Yeah, we're on medium
At
for this.
11.
No, we're
I
medium
was
for this.
close to 11. That
Then maybe
doesn't
I
seem
level up.
fair. So
Yep.
can I just?
Hey, John.
We're on medium for this one, not
I need
slow.
to.
We're slow
okay.
for.
That changes some things.
I was close to 11.
Because I've.
which doesn't
Okay.
seem fair to. bump me
You
down
told me
to,
when
like,
I was
the
making my
basic
character that we
9.
were on slow XP, and they're on medium XP.
Because we're on slow for Greyhawk, but not for this.
Not
we
for
were
this.
on medium leveling for this.
Yeah. So that's. Make sure I got this all on.
Then I might be very near to level 9. because of the amount of times that I've gotten MVP and the XP that you gave me.
Oh, you kind of
How
showing off.
much
then, huh?
XP?
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, we should be on medium for this one.
So let me. How do I subtract?
'Cause
That's what I was told when I came in.
Yeah, so absolutely. We are on medium XP advancement on this particular set, this game. So unlike our Greyhawk Awakening, which is based on a slow advancement, we're running medium here with this group. So it's a slightly
previous level.
higher level sort of structure.
You know, as far
Which
as
is why
that's
after
anyway,
about
but
a little less than 2 years, I think we decided, 18 months or 19 months, something like that, we got level 9, 10 type characters. So
You gave me 23,425. So what would is that 52,000?
all
So I
right.
have a-
So this is your go ahead, sorry.
So I was getting close to level 11.
Right.
So I don't
No,
think it's fair to go down to like the start of level 9.
I'm sorry. Like, who
adding.
said it was supposed to be fair?
Minus 700. Nothing's ever fair. 5,000.
That was not.
That's not nice.
We will. So right now, I'll get with you on that after the session. I'll show you where your XP should be at. Okay.
Okay, so
all right.
51,000 looks like is what it is.
So we're going to go ahead and roll it here. This will be just a one-shot roll. When we do our second giveaway at the end of the stream tonight, we will roll picks up the DM. Okay.
Yeah, I've certainly leveled up to level 9 then.
These are the dangers of DMing. It's a hazardous profession, to be sure. All right, so the winner of the Captain Cade Cardinal
your-
Flask today is.
He'll want you to.
D6.
Yeah, you're 1d6.
Oh,
Set Monkey.
congratulations, Chris! Set Monkey. Chris, are you still with us?
Wick.
Chris, he's been a long-time viewer of ours. Congratulations, Chris! And I already have your information, so this guy will get mailed out tomorrow as well. And this is I believe, the final of the Amako's Revenge Flasks that we have.
I
And-
might have one more.
Might have one more?
I don't know.
We'll
I'll have to
check.
look.
We'll check. We may have one more. All right. So, for the giveaway at the end of the stream today, I am going to do something very cool here. So, if you would, Cade, actually here, just let me go over there and get it.
Gosh, what do I take? I've got so many skills that I can get every time.
So he's working on his level up right now, John.
Okay.
And he rolled a 4 on his hit points.
He rolled a 4. All right. So, the one of our newer sponsors, the amazing folks at Mantic Games, makers of Terrain Crate and a variety of other really cool products. They have. If you haven't checked out Mantic Games, you need to check them out. We'll pop their stuff in the chat here. But this is part of their Kings of War series. And by the way, Steve, who's Bloodwild _SW in the chat, Steve actually is an ambassador, or I forget exactly what they call it, for Mantic. He introduced me to them, and Steve, I'm very, very grateful. Thank you so much. You've been a great supporter of the channel. But we're going to be giving away our second Mantic Games giveaway today. We gave one away before Christmas, and this is, as part of the Kings of War, the Tree Herder, which is a treant style, big, mini. This thing is super cool. And it is going to be given away at the end of our stream today. So be sure to check that out. And in fact, yeah, they've got some really cool stuff. So check out their site. And I'll go ahead and set up the giveaway now so you can start putting your
for you,
names
John.
in. What's that?
Alcott at some point wants to attempt to learn how to speak Thessalonian,
Okay.
as he is aware that that is
Yeah,
what
we
is
talked
going
about
into
that
their
before.
future.
Uh-huh.
I have the ability to put a skill rank in linguistics and just learn it now, but in character that doesn't make any sense. So, how do you want me to go about
Yeah,
doing
so
that?
we would have to
Probably wait till we get back to
Yeah,
Magnamar. or
yeah,
something.
there'd have to be an in-game sort
So
of
I'll
role
put that
play
skill
of
rank
it,
in
but you
something
can
else for
choose
now.
that slot now if you want to.
Okay.
Because you're not gonna. I don't roleplay like just languages magically appear in your head,
course.
right?
Right.
So you can have a slot for that, and then either it's through a tome or it's through training or some other
Something
means.
appears in story that you will set up
That's
to allow
right.
me
Exactly.
to.
That's exactly
Then
right.
I'll go
Okay.
ahead and do that.
Didn't we have some stuff that had some Thessalonian writing on it?
Yes.
As
Yeah.
well?
I
All
think
right. So type
Well,
in the
and
chat.
we had, like,
And
like
even though I know
papers.
this is
Okay,
a tree
Those,
herder,
like, letters that we
not
had collected
properly
that
a
had some.
treant, I just thought treant would be easier than tree herder. So type exclamation point TREANT in the chat here. I'll type it for you so you can copy it. Type treant exclamation point treant in the chat, and you will be entered in for the giveaway we'll do here coming up later in the stream. All right.
1E, not 2. There you go.
All right. Party, you're now all back inside the tower. We have skipped toward night. So night has fallen around Fort Rennick. You expect your hawk should be returning at some point soon. So are you going to head back up to the top of the tower, or?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be up there.
All right. Hey, Gronk at K&B, thank you so much for the host. And by the way, as we're getting back into the action here, if you are watching today and you like the old school gaming style we have here, old school role play, we haven't seen any combat yet today, but perhaps we still will, depending on what the party does.
I don't need
We have very dynamic combat here, very deadly combat here at Blue Box. Of course, we use minis and terrain and all this kind of cool stuff that we have here. And you like it and you're not following us, or if you're a follower and you haven't subbed, or worse yet, if you're a sub and your sub's expired and you haven't resubbed, we have one question for you. What are you doing? Come on, give us a follow, give us a sub over here at Blue Box. We appreciate all of your support. Okay. So you get back to the top of the tower, and as you emerge into the night, of course, the chill that you felt before is even more strongly. It is absolutely frigid atop the tower now. And as you, thank you, Pat, emergency advantages, thank you, sir. As the wind buffets your cloak, the chill bites into your skin. You see the moon hanging low in the sky, the imposing mountains casting their darkened shadows from the moonlight over the fort, like fingers crawling over the top of Fort Von Frost. You peer into the darkness and wait.
Grab the edge of my cloak and pull it down as best I can and hold there and keep watching.
Okay. You watch into the night, and it is not long before you see a tiny shape appears through the clouds, wings glinting in moonlight. It struggles against the wind. As the wind, you kind of see it canting back and forth. And soon you see the hawk comes right back towards you. You hold your arm out, and you know what's coming. Thunk! It lands with a solid thud on your arm. You actually take damage as it has to grip to hold to the way. You take 2 points of damage as you feel talons bite into your arm, blood on your flesh, and your heart sinks. You see the paper still wrapped around its leg. As it sits on your arm, you see it begins to shrink, and it suddenly looks stiffer and stiffer, but you feel a communication in your mind. Gone. Nothing. And then the figurine drops into your hand.
And I'm assuming the letter is still intact.
The letter
so
drops. The letter drops to the ground next
I'll
to it.
grab that too quickly before the wind takes it away and put it in my pockets, and I'll look to the west for just a moment and ponder, and I'll head back downstairs to find the rest of the party.
All right. As you head back downstairs, there are now cook fires on most of the floors. Things are getting kind of hazy in here. The chimneys, they flute out as much as they can, but there's quite a bit of human activity in here. You get back down to the second floor. There is a bustle of activity. There's even the sounds of singing, and someone in a corner has pulled out an instrument and begun to play, and just the resiliency of humanity. You know, people who have been absolutely devastated, their home lost to floods, attacked, starving, cold, and yet still finding ways to eke out existence and to enjoy the company of one another. As you make your way down to that final floor, there is torchlight in here, and it is, as I said, smoky, and there are the sounds of laughter and music. Cade, your eyes pop open again. The smell of smoke is strong in the air, and you feel more alert this time, and you see Ray standing right next to you, just looking with concern.
Hey, little buddy. Where's Sully? What's his name? Sully. Where's Sully? Anybody?
Ray just cocks his head at you.
He should be on the ship.
He's my ship.
Yes, your ship.
I have a ship.
Yes, Cade. They make us revenge. It's your ship. We sailed on it from Sandpoint.
Boy, not remembering a whole lot. These days, I feel like I'm on the sea, but I don't know where I am.
We're in Fort Van Frost.
What's your name again?
I'm Irda.
Irda. All right. Where's some more of that delectable drink?
Cade, what do you remember last?
Huh. I remember sitting around a fire with Sully. That's about it. There were flames. I saw flames.
Where were you around this fire? Who was there with you other than Sully?
Who was the good-looking feller?
Solomon?
Ah! Sullivan was there.
Okay.
We were sitting around a fire.
Yes.
Lots of flames.
Do you remember Ixon?
Yes.
Do you remember Ixon?
Arathi.
Oh.
Where's Arathi?
Oh. Well, she left a long time ago.
Oh. Where's Ixon?
He left a little more recently.
Where's everybody going?
Well, evil, mostly.
Oh dear.
And Solomon died. We were there, Cade.
Solomon?
Yes, Cade.
Where's that delectable drink?
And Irda will lift the...
I take a swig of this heavenly drink.
Your rum, yeah.
Rum.
Just...
Oh, this stuff is good.
Go easy on it. Please.
It makes me feel powerful.
I bet it does.
All right, you take another swig of rum. Ray moves over, he nestles next to your chest and just kind of lays his head on your chest, pats you.
Hey, little buddy. My friends are gone.
We're right here.
Do you remember them?
Like I said, my friends are gone.
Ooh. Am I back? Am I back yet?
Yeah, you're back. Yeah, I mentioned you came in.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
I feel. Do I have a hole in my head? Can I feel it? I have a headache.
So yeah, you touch the skin has grown over, but you feel a soft spot.
I see Cade going for it, and I just hold his hand back. No.
My head hurts.
Well, it will
Yes, and it will for a while.
happens when you get hit by a giant at full force.
What happened?
Giant.
You fought valiantly and well.
Hey! I'm glad I'm a fighter. And a lover.
Can never forget that, can you? What a brilliant organ, the brain. So powerful and so weak.
And Irda tried to not let it show when Cade said all of his friends were gone, but she made a slight face of sadness because she thought they were friends.
It's okay, he just doesn't remember. Amnesia will wear off.
Yeah, but he remembers Solomon, and Irda joined at the same time Solomon did.
Here, the news is not good, and I'll raise the letter. It's gone.
That was what I feared.
Who else can we contact?
I know other towns in the outlying regions.
I have an idea.
What is your idea, Eamon?
There is a place. It's not very big. West of here. I don't know how much help they could be, but I know some people there. I could try to send help there.
Then perhaps that is the best approach for now. If you know of somebody who could possibly help us, that would be of great aid.
I have recently been looking into other magics. As I may have mentioned before, I went to school in Magnamar.
Great, yes.
I am simply currently unable to cast certain spells, but I believe that I am on the brink of learning how to go places very far from here very quickly.
That would be very helpful.
And I can take all of us, all four, in an instant.
That would be
Most
incredible.
It'll be significantly easier for getting our message out.
Yes.
We can always get back here because I am very aware of this place. We can only go places I am knowledgeable of or have a description of. If you want to get to this
Well-
place, tell me about it.
If
But,
if we could get to Magdamar, we could get the gold we are owed for the
and use that.
and help to
Right, Mark?
pay the fort.
It would be very useful.
Procure as many supplies as we can, especially from Magdamar.
Let's not get too excited, of course, but
Right,
as I said, I'm on the brink.
right, of course.
I was
But
hoping to get back to my room tonight and work through it.
of course, yes. Do whatever you need to do.
And I want to spend some time with friends here.
Yes.
Okay. As you're talking, you see that same little boy that had inquired about Cade before. He kind of comes walking over. He's sniffling, kind of rubs his nose, and he looks at Cade. Then he looks at you.
Is he alright?
You tell me. How does he look?
He looked kind of funny.
Didn't he before, though?
Funny?
And Irda will kind of
Why do I look funny?
like subtly do a prestidigitation to clean up the blood and stuff off of his face, like doo-doo-doo, not doing anything. But yeah, so she'll just kind of wave her hand and clean him up.
What you talking about funny?
As she does this, you see bits of blood lifted from your face, your nose, your forehead. The boy's eyes go wild. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said, why do I look funny, boy?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by. Will you tell us a tale?
A tail?
You tell stories and we like them.
I'm not right now, little boy. I can't think clearly.
He drops his head, turns and walks away.
Oh boy. Oh, I need to get my thoughts back together. Hello, angel over there. You're looking mighty beautiful. Oh, Irda, well,
My name.
you're an angel that came down from the sky while I was seeing flames. I don't know. You were just beautiful angel.
Thank you. Yes, we've been fighting side by side for a while now. So that was the least I could do to help my friend in this when you were very close to dying.
Aye, and you did.
I am glad.
Me too.
All right. Your head snap around, and you see there's a woman. She's standing.
I forgot.
Looking through one of the slits in the wall, and all of a sudden there's a clamor, and people start running and moving toward the sides of the wall.
Stop.
As loudly as she can.
You're cast out in the cacao. No one's listening to you. They're all running around. Weapons!
Hold on.
Yeah, I cast prestidigitation and make a flare shoot up in the air.
What works?
Just a light above.
Okay, just a light.
And I say, quiet!
All right, your flare goes up, light blossoms. If people are they're running around. They're desperately concerned. What do you mean quiet? This giant, he's inside the courtyard. He stepped right over the wall.
And he is your best friend, and he gives great hugs. Now stop acting like a fool. They are not all monsters.
Roll persuasion, please.
Which I just increased. I'm going to use advantage.
Yeah, I had the same.
Shoot, I'm in the level up screen. It's a +6 now.
Okay.
That's a 24.
All right. In moments, you manage to calm the crowd. The mayor also, or Castellan now, Shreed, has come down. He helps you steady everyone, and you peer through the window, and you see Gurgs, and let me call the townsfolk because it's after dark and they're not out there. Gurgs, he stands in the courtyard, and he has several carcasses hung over each shoulder, including a massive one. Doesn't look like deer, hanging over one of his shoulders.
Really quick, is it a bear?
Oh, you're looking. It's hard. You can't tell. I mean, it's moonlight. It's dark out there.
I will guide the woman who screamed very loudly over to the window and point out to the amount of deer on his shoulders and say, "Look, he brings us food. He is here to help. Why would he come into the walls with deer on his shoulders to hurt us?"
You're right, I'm sorry, but it was scary seeing a giant in the middle of the courtyard.
Do you know Jakadros?
No.
It's the name of...
Do you?
No, but what's the organization
Arrows.
Does the Black Arrows mean anything to you?
Well, of course, they were the ones that kept Fort Rannick. Fort Rannick. Yes.
Jakadros was one of their leaders, and he made friends with this giant. Now I have made friends. I would rather have one of them on our side than against us, and he will help.
If you say so, I trust you.
Good people. Out there is a friend. His name is Gurgs.
Umagurg, it's a giant.
And he has come with hunt. Food for you to fill the coffers of as much as we can and feed us. He will continue to do so. He will help us build the walls. He is a friend of Jakadros, of the Black Arrows, and of us. Please, calm down, go back to your drinks. Let me go speak to him.
All right. Well, you see several of them are still pressed to the slits of windows that are in the tower, watching, but no one's rushing out or rushing around.
I'll walk out the door very calmly toward him.
Anyone else going with you?
Would you like to come?
Can I walk?
Yes, I will.
I'll walk with you.
Yeah.
I try and walk.
All right.
As we
Cade
go out, though,
stands up, a bit unsteady on his feet. Your head kind of swims, but you do manage to stand on your own feet. Yes.
as we're walking out, I'll kind of lean over to Alcott and say, perhaps next time we should warn everybody.
I was caught up. I've been in my books all afternoon. I'm sorry. Normal. This is very much not usual for
Will
me.
the giant recognize me?
I would perhaps have, as the lady of the fort, might have liked to know that we were going to have a visitor.
Did I?
No, you never told me.
It's been a busy afternoon.
Yes.
But I enjoyed the chuckle. It was funny.
But an unusual friend, but we can use.
He's got big arms.
Yes. For building, perhaps?
Indeed. And apparently hunting. Gergs!
All right, so you all head downstairs, and yes, Mark is exactly right. What other D&D show gives literal great giant hugs?
Tongues is no longer active, so he is having to speak his broken common to me.
All right.
Does
That's
the giant recognize me?
You did spare him.
I did spare him.
let's see here. Where
Just
did I put?
FYI.
You don't recognize him.
No.
Where is? I need Irda. Where's Irda? Where's your mini?
You need
There it is, right there. Okay, and then demon. All right, all of you in the courtyard. Again, it is still night, so as you step out, you have the night air, the bitter chill, the wind blowing strong, and you see the form of Gurg's illuminated in the night air. And let me pull up the cam here. As he moves towards you, he's got what look like 4 deer pelts, or deer carcasses rather, slung over one shoulder. 2 does, 2 with good sets of antlers that he just got stacked on one arm. It's monstrous strength that he's showing. And then on the other arm, you see the body of a giant brown bear on his left shoulder. Good. He hit that camera. He throws all of the carcasses on
Do I
the
recognize the bear?
floor. You walk over to it and you see it is Kib, the former friend of Jakardros and then of Solomon. His head has been crushed, clearly by Gurg's club. Better hard, fine, good meat. Gurg, good, yeah?
Very good, Gergs. Very good.
I'm confused how Kib would be here.
I can't hear you.
I said, I'm confused how Kib would be here. He left us in the mountains.
Just about a day away.
Yeah, but he was going away.
He came down to the lowlands. He is not a mountain bear, he is a forest bear.
No.
He went back to the areas where he used to range with Jakardros.
Shalelo came down with us also.
Well, all I can say is he
I don't know if
should have
she's-
stayed with
She's
us.
still in there.
Jesus.
What'd you say? I'm sorry?
Kib should have stayed with us. He made a decision.
You say that?
I mean, Cade doesn't know any of that.
Oh, see.
He made a very good point. What does Shalelu do in response to this?
You see Shalelu, as she's watching what happens, she doesn't make a sound. And you see she just slowly slumps to the ground and drops her head. She's just shaking her head like she's just, no more. She can't take anymore. She's watched Vale die. She's watched Jakardros die. She's watched the betrayal by Caven. She's watched Solomon go back to the mud.
Vixen's betrayal.
She just shakes her head.
I put my arm around Shillelagh. There. It's all right.
Could you help us get them into the storehouse?
Girl is hungry. Can I have a little bit, please?
Yeah, take one of the deer for yourself.
Right there, please.
That one we would like.
Okay.
He leans down. You see, grabs hold of the rear haunch of the big stag and just rips a huge leg off the back, meat and tendon dangling. He gives you a grin, bites into it, rips out a huge chunk of flesh and a bit of bone, crunches. And then he looks around at you kind of abashed, seeing you're waiting for him. Wipes the blood from his mouth. He tucks the deer leg in the jerkin of his shirt, and then he moves over and picks up Kib and the remaining bits of carcass. Where do you want him to take them?
Into the whatever storehouse they have set aside for
all
food.
right. He lumbers over and he dumps them at the door. He's too tall to go in.
It's fine.
He drops them all there. He takes his chunk of meat.
Girl can sleep with horses. Girl will eat horses.
I trust you on that, but could you give us one night? I'm still having trouble getting through the people of this fort.
What do you mean give you one night? I don't understand.
Give me one moment. Lady Erda,
Yes.
this decision now falls onto your shoulders.
Right.
I offer you my deepest apologies for everything that has occurred. But he is hopeful, good, and innocent in this.
I know. He just no way he could have
Thank you.
I'm not angry. It is just sad.
Indeed. And a bit ironic. But seems like everything is a bit ironic nowadays.
There is a bit of a funny sense of humor about
Indeed.
the universe at times.
I think your Seren Ray is looking down on us. Having a good time right now.
This is not of Seren Ray. There are other gods who enjoy their tricks and revelry.
Certainly. Where would you have him rest?
Well,
I had the thought that he could sleep back out in the forest where he comes from, but I also have the worry that he might not come back the next morning.
there are enough unkind giants that I do not want to risk our new ally possibly being injured or killed. So we should make a place for him here, I think. Where that would be.
The horses for now.
I suppose that will work if. Yes.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Gurgs, sleep on the hay.
Okay, you sure?
Just keep quiet. Don't spook anyone.
All right.
And give everyone a smile that you see.
He lumbers over. As soon as he gets like 20 feet away, the horses start going absolutely crazy. You see Shadow Mist actually steps out of his stall, and Irda, you recognize the look in his eyes.
Yeah.
He's prepared to attack.
So Irda is going to walk towards Shadow Mist, and she's going to cast Speak with Animals on herself.
Good. Mark said another well-thought plan.
Because I can do that now.
All right.
So she's going to go up to Shadow Mist and say, Shadow Mist, Hopefully you can understand me now. This giant.
He paws at the ground and snorts.
Well, since I can't speak with animals, do I understand his what he is?
You're getting through to him, but
Okay.
while he's listening to you, he is clearly in
Yes.
a half defensive, half attack mode.
All right, so this giant is not going to harm you, or he should not harm you. He is hoping to help the people here. You are the strongest horse. I would say keep an eye on him. Make sure he behaves himself like a gentleman.
Gurg, he takes one look at Shadow Mist. His eyes are wide as you're communicating with him. He looks over at you.
A big one. Big.
Yes.
Go sleep over
And he actually moves over, kind of takes shelter from the wind beside the stable.
And Gurg, if you could do me a favor, when you see the sun rise, meet me out front of the gates.
there. Okay, friend.
Thank you.
All right.
Sleep well.
All right. What else are you doing?
So I'll just give Shadow Mist a pat on the snout and say, like I said, make sure that he minds his manners.
All right. He seems. You feel a communication in your mind. It is a sense of disdain for this low creature of bad odor, but he acquiesces to your will and moves back inside his stall.
Right. Okay, and so Yurda will follow the rest of the group
Back in.
back inside.
All right. Everybody moves back inside. Inside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Make up your mind. All right. So you head back in and back inside the tower. Are you heading back up to the second floor where you were resting before, or where are you going?
I'm going to look, just before we go up, I'm going to look for either Shreed or just one of the other just basically anybody who would be willing to help move the animal carcasses into the storehouse so they don't just lay out on the ground all night.
Okay, yeah. So we don't have to role play through that. In a few moments, you're able to find several men. They understand what's going on. They saw what was carried in. So several men go out and they finish moving Kib and the deer carcasses inside the storehouse.
And then I'll just continue on with the rest after they, after I've given them that request to do so.
Okay. All right. So the night is getting on in hours. Cade, you're tired just from that short walk. You kind of slump back down into your bedroll.
All right.
I'm off to bed.
All right.
See if I can uncover these secrets in the morning, and I will let you know.
Very well.
Hey, giant wannabe friends, you can scare all the townsfolk and have a buffet when you sleep in the barn. Thank you for the sub, City Guard of Hebron. All right, so.
I head up to my room and I work the night away, find some sleep at some point, and
Okay. Eamon?
Actually, Irda,
Yes.
this is what I found on the giants outside.
All right.
And I'll hand her over the money that I had. It was, and I can get you those numbers, but I figure the keep probably needs it more than we do at this point. And then I'll retreat to my room, and I'd like to identify the clear faceted stone in my room.
Okay. All right, you do that, and then what are you doing, Irda?
So I just take the coin that he gave me, and I will kind of just. Was it in a sack, or was it just like? Did you just hand me over a pile of coin?
Well, I think it was in a sack. One of
Okay.
them had a sack, so I'll just hand you
So
that
yeah,
sack.
so then I'll just kind of tie it to my belt to give over to Shreed after. But I'm gonna let him just kind of do what he's doing for the evening and not worry about that right now. And then Irda's gonna find Cade and just like she's literally just going to continue watching over him for the evening.
Okay. All right. The rest of the evening passes. Alcott studying furiously. Eamon going through these interesting items that he has found. Cade soon passes out, and Ray snuggles next to him. They're both snoring in sort of a cacophony. And slowly the townspeople head to sleep. Everything grows still and quiet inside of Fort Von Frost, and you sit watch over Cade in the night. His breathing grows steadily stronger.
When she feels comfortable enough, she'll let herself go to sleep as well. But she won't, because she's tired. She battled. But she just wants to make sure that seems to be okay.
All right. Then the next morning, still inside the tower, but sunlight streaming in through the slits and windows gives a little better illumination. There's the groaning of weary people getting up. All the fires had already gone out during the evening. There's a chill inside the tower. Everyone awakes, and you tell me what you're doing.
I do want to say what happened last night. Alcott learned the spells Teleport and Telekinesis for his 9th level, and from the book, took Vampiric Touch, which he had yesterday, and it is now fully in his spell book.
Right.
I want to try and learn Fear.
Okay, go ahead.
Which requires a DC, if I believe, 10 plus, it is a level 4, so
Level
DC
4, yeah,
14. My spellcraft modifier is now plus 18.
Okay.
So I just don't have to roll a 1.
Oh.
I succeed. And then I have to put it in my mind, which is 15 plus 4, so DC 19. And I also succeed. So Fear is now in my head, and it will be in my book by the end of the day.
Fear is now in my head. Okay. All right, you do this.
Hit points back.
Yeah, so everyone gets a full, let's see, so 2 hit
level.
points. Two hit points of natural healing. All spells and abilities are restored.
And levels. Thank you very much.
No, not levels for Cade, sorry. Cade, you wake up the next morning. You feel clearer, but your head still hurts like crazy.
Am I in the same room as Irda?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Irda. So good to see you. But why are we in the same room?
Well, do you once again look a very heavy hit to the head, and I want
Hey,
to make
that's
sure.
why I'm feeling a little woozy.
And I wanted to make sure you were okay through the night.
Oh, you're such a kind angel. Thank you, my friend. It's good to see you.
Good morning to you,
Good
Cade.
morning. I'm hungry.
Oh, maybe we should go about finding something to eat.
Hey.
All right, as you're having this conversation, Mayor Shreed, Castellan Shreed now, walks over and he says, I don't know how it is you spoke to this giant and gained his aid, but the amount of food that he found exceeded all of our hunting parties. It's remarkable. I don't know how much game remains in these forests, but if he can continue to have that kind of success, we could make it through the winter.
That is very reassuring. There's also something I have for you. And she unties the sack and hands it over. This is some more coin for the rebuilding of the fort. There is quite a bit of gold silver in there.
And
That
I
could help.
also say, now that my family's name is on this, I feel I should give some too. It's all right. Hand over 100 platinum pieces.
His eyes go wide as you drop a sack of platinum and this huge sack of gold and silver handed by Irda. I believe as soon as we can get supplies from nearby towns, we will have this fort repaired in short order. You have done so well, thank you.
And Irda says that sack has 712 gold pieces, a couple of hundreds of silver and some coppers as well, but it is everything we found from those giants that attacked the fort.
My thanks. He turns to walk away.
You you can cross Ilsurian off your list of towns to try to contact.
He thinks about what you're saying for a moment and then his shoulders drop. No surprise, the way the skull was over her banks. If Turtleback was washed away, I can't imagine that Ilsurian would survive.
I would imagine Kaamaga is still on, and anything else possibly on the banks of the lake would be our next closest, maybe even Wolfseer, but that's around the mountains, just...
Anything around the lake, the water should have receded and gone down, but anything to the south would have been washed away. Yes, to the east, but that's, as I said, hard lands, hard travel. Dangerous areas, but...
Yes.
I did it. Last night.
What you were trying to...
I figured it out. It was quite the breakthrough. I can get us anywhere that I know of. I've never been to Kaamaga, but I've been to Magnamar.
We should go to Magnamar. That would be a great place of aid. And I do know that we have money waiting for us there.
I have friends. But
And we have a place to stay there.
it's good to know.
And my axe is there, and I have been meaning to get it.
You seem rather excited about it.
I had it enchanted a while ago, and I've been very eager to get it back. Yes, so perhaps if we can get there, it would have many things that we could take care of.
Indeed. Sir.
Yeah, he had just turned with the sacks. Yes.
Can you take care of this place for a day? Possibly more?
Well, of course. How much more, though?
Currently unclear. Lady?
I mean, it depends on if what aid we can find while we're in Magnamar, but 2 days, most probably.
And how much payment were you expecting?
For the 4 of us, we were expecting, and out of character, I literally don't remember now because it has been, that was like 20 sessions ago.
Yeah.
But it was some odd thousands of gold.
Yeah, I believe it was 1,000 apiece, if I remember right. I've got it in my notes.
Yeah. So.
Are we having a statue made in Magnamar?
No.
No, all right.
What's up with you and getting statues?
You talked to the Lord Mayor in the Magnamar about that, but he was kind of, well, he was a blustering baboon.
Yes.
So.
Good description.
I don't think he was convinced, but he was willing to pay us for clearing the fort out. But yes, so at least a few thousand, if not more.
Good.
So, yes, many reasons. Perhaps we can set up some sort of trade with Magnamar to here as well.
Out of character question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know that you're not human?
Well, when they brought me in, my
Yes.
coverings weren't completely off my face, but they were partially off my face, and I believe John described a
Yes.
tusk.
Yeah.
So you know that I'm,
Okay.
Because we brought you into his your
The shelter.
Yeah,
shelter.
yes, the very first
And
time we
he
met.
was partially uncovered because
Yeah,
he
that
had
was after
also been hit by a
giant.
giant's club.
Yes.
in the head. Yes.
Seems like a theme. How do you feel about Magnum?
I have never been, and I've heard stories.
It's a wondrous place.
I can't say that I will be comfortable, but I will try to go and see.
The last time I was at Magnamar, Solomon was with us.
Yes.
Peace.
Yes. Indeed.
And where is your ship? Magnamar.
It's not at Magnamar, is it? It's parked at
It is anchored.
Hey! Hey, monsieur!
Found some nice 2 white lines in the ocean.
Mako's revenge
It's right below the
Hang on,
mushrooms.
let me bring it up here for the
Oh,
audience.
it's on the southern
So
side.
yeah, so it is.
We
It
went
is.
up through the mushrooms.
Yeah.
They came up through these mush fens here. Or
So
the
are we not
marshes,
gonna
right?
take my
So
ship? Are
it's
we-
right
Magnamar
here.
is way on the peak of
Yeah.
this
Right,
over here.
Magnamar
So
is over here.
we sailed from Sandpoint around the
Around
the
the
tip,
point.
Yeah.
and then
And then
came
here, and the ship
is
was
roughly
right-
there.
was-
Hey,
Then
it's
we went
anchored
over.
right
left
there.
just offshore here, being watched by Sully.
Great.
And the rest of the crew, the very old cook guy.
Sully! My best mate.
I would say perhaps before we leave, you should introduce Gergs.
Yes, I need to go
And
meet him
Trees.
outside. I will be right back. Dimension door.
What a show off! You could take two steps out,
Wizard
and instead you're dimension door.
Tell him to meet me outside.
Oh, thanks.
All right. So you see Alcott, he gets a little bit of a gleam in his eye, and he utters a couple of arcane syllables, waves his hand, and suddenly vanishes.
Hey, what's with that Alcott guy? He's now disappearing.
Magic, you know.
Nice. Amen it is. Trying. My mind is coming back a little bit.
All right, Alcott, you are in the courtyard. You see Gerg is still snoring, leaned up against the stables. Townspeople are starting to move about, and you see there's already repairs being done over here at the wall. They're starting to clear rubble, and you can hear the sounds of school children in the far schoolhouse. Life is really beginning to move about here as normal inside of the fort. But of course, as I said, Gerg leans across against the far wall, asleep.
I guess that I will. I'll do a little prestidigitation to make a little ring-a-ding-a-ding sound in his ear if I can. If I could manage that with prestidigitation.
Okay.
Or just something maybe like a quick dusting of wind up into his face.
Okay, sure.
At a distance that I don't disturb him too much.
All right. So you stand cautiously out of Club's reach, and you put a little blast of chill air into his face, and you see his eyes kind of slowly, one opens and then the other. He sees you, and he breaks out again in that big broken smile.
Gergs, the sun's up.
So,
What happened to being outside of the gate? You had a big hunt yesterday. You must have been very tired.
Groove likes to sleep. Makes me feel good.
That's good. But the earlier you wake up, the more you get done.
That sounds like hard work.
It is. Habits. Starting today.
Well, you my friend?
Yes. And friends help each other when they're in need, so get up, Gergs. Now! Come on.
He kind of sighs, comes lumbering out, reaches one big paw behind him and scratches his arse.
Good, too.
Well, and you were sending...
We were going to ask Shreve to go out and meet Gergs.
Okay. So Shreed, he's come out with you. He's watching all this happen. His eyes are, kind of wide, and he's not sure exactly what to make of all this as the townspeople
Makes sense.
kind of bustle about. But he's watching.
Shreed.
Yes.
Good.
He leans over. You're sure this thing is tame?
Slept by the horses. Had plenty of opportunity to kill and eat them. And every one of us in our sleep.
He looks at you, kind of arches a suspicious brow. If you say so.
Reassuring.
From the very little bit I know about the Black Arrows, Jakadros trusted him. I should too. And so should you.
He shrugs.
Plus, look at how big he is. Look at that hole in the wall. He could stand there and fill it. I mean,
All right, Alcott, if you say so.
so, we are leaving. Us. The 4 party members. Oh, Shalelu. Shoot. Didn't think about that. I can't take Shalelu along. Oh, didn't think about that. Out of character. Suddenly like, ooh, gosh. Okay, we'll figure it out when we get to that. We are leaving. Gergs will be meeting you every morning outside the gate.
Gerg's watching all this and kind of his head moves slowly back and forth as you're talking to Shreed. All right, to what purpose?
Instructions. Today does he need to hunt? Today does he need to build?
He looks over at Gerg. You there? The
Nicer.
head slowly swivels over.
Softer voice?
You will do what I say?
Stop, please. He knows what you're saying.
He's
not an
also
idiot.
not-
You see Gerg's brows furrow down in kind of a...
He's also not hard of hearing, so don't yell at him so much.
Oh, you're down there as well?
Yes, I was.
Oh, okay.
I think you would have followed him.
Yeah.
All right. Cade, did you go down with them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then you're all out here to hear this. Shalelu as well. And Eamon. Gerg just shoots him a look and he nods.
Gergs, might take a little getting used to. Apologize, some people aren't as friendly.
The little wrinkle man be nice to Gerg.
He's a friend. And I look at Shreed and I say, Gergs is a friend. End of discussion, really. I mean, that's it.
They seem to reach an uneasy peace between them. Shreed walks over. He says, Gergs, help us begin clearing all the big rocks off that wall. And he points over to the crumbled. Gerg looks at you.
I give him the same toothy grin that he gave me in the morning.
Okay.
We'll be back soon, Gergs.
He lumbers off discontentedly, muttering to himself. And soon you see he's over taking giant chunks of rock off the wall.
All right. So I've, Shalelu,
Yes, what is it?
you hate Magnamar, right?
What are you after, Alcott?
Unfortunately, I can only take 3 with me.
And you're not one of them.
My thought was, you're an incredible huntress, great with a bow, and you know us, and what we want out of this fort. Temporarily, I think you should stay behind and help them out. That's my thought. Of course, the lady has the say.
Besides, I know that Shadow Mist likes you, and I would trust no one else with his care while I am gone.
She arches a brow.
Have you really thought this through? Cade, he's a walking mess. He still has a lumpy spot in his head. Seems that he should be the one to stay here and rest.
My thought was get him to someone who can fix him. If Magnamar has healers,
I remember
if
it.
anywhere does.
Least a few churches there. There were the clerics that helped us
Promise
with
we will be back.
Solomon when he was
The journey will take you how long?
Well, to get there is about 6 seconds.
We need at least a day, possibly two, to get the gold that the Lord Mayor had promised us. And I would like to get my axe. Plus, we should try to see if we could come to an agreement of some sort to help with the maintenance of the fort.
So be it. But I think you're making a mistake, and I don't think there's any fixing what's wrong with Cade.
What did I ever do to you?
Okay, maybe not right. I know.
Oh, I love that you just don't remember it.
She just arches a brow, kind of sloughs her shoulders, and walks off toward the work being done by the wall.
And before she walks away, Irda will just kind of come over to her and say, "Thank you."
She just purses her lips and nods.
I mean it. Thank you.
All right.
Once everybody kind of comes back together, do I see any like a little kid nearby or something?
Oh yeah, they're children. Most of them that are, school age are inside the schoolhouse that they've constructed, but you see teenagers that are doing work out here.
Okay. I'll like find a random kid and be like, "You want to see a trick?"
You stop it's a young lady, looks like she might be 14 or 15 years old enough to be working and not inside the schoolhouse. She's got a rough homespun dress on of pale blue that's got several rips in it, unmended. She's got straw-color hair pulled back in a knot behind her head and a bit of an unfortunate nose. She turns and she looks at you.
A trick?
Indeed. It'll be fun, right?
Depends on what it is.
I don't know what you have in mind, creepy man, but my mother told me to avoid strangers.
I resent that, but
He's really the strangest among us. But are we planning to leave now? Yes.
if you're ready,
Before we go,
all tricks.
I should probably say something to my castellan.
Sure.
Street. We are about to make our leave, and I expect this fort to be under your care, and that nothing will happen while I am gone.
He puffs out his chest, clearly, again, just like some of the townspeople are trying to replace their sense of normalcy with homesteading and family and schooling, Shreed seems to be doing the same thing with the sense of his own importance by governance and what he was used to as the mayor of Turtleback. He looks over, he puffs out his chest, and he gives you a smart nod and says, "You have nothing to fear. I have everything under control here. So long as the giant minds himself, and so long as you're not gone more than a few days."
Yes. Also, your archers that aided us in the fight, you should give them extra rations. They fought very bravely, and one alone took down one of those giants. So perhaps they deserve a little bit of extra thanks.
He says, "Oh, you have no need to worry there. Gord, the castle garrison,
Yes.
He knows how to take care of his men."
Good. Very well. Make sure just to send them my thanks, and that the watches are vigilant while we are gone, because we know what your manpower is now, and just be vigilant.
He offers an attempted flourishing bow, but it is sort of backwater country awkward as he does so. He gives you what he thinks his best approximation of a court bow should be. Of course, my lady.
Thank you. And she'll just kind of head back over to the rest.
Me memory might not be the best, but the giant. Was there not somebody that I spared in a battle? Is that him?
Yes. You helped earn us a friend.
You're welcome. I will.
Hole in the head, still looking for things.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't
Couldn't
stop
remember
that.
anything else, but remembers the things that he's due.
I feel like I deserve thanks for something.
That is really on brand for Cade, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
All right.
All right, I will take my fingers and reach down to the ground and begin to draw a very big circle that can fit the four of us, and I will...
Before we go,
Indeed.
where exactly are we going to end up?
Just outside Magnamar, I hope.
You.
I make 4 circles on the ground that you can see kind of...
Eamon pulls his cloak down more, takes his staff out, and he'll really hunch.
I draw 4 circles on the ground, tap the centers of each, and say, step in.
Okay, and I
And
will.
little girl, close your eyes, count to 3. And on 3, open them. That's it.
All right, and so let me hear the incantation.
Magnamar Portis.
As he says this, you feel a strange sense of a swirling of wind, and your body starts to tingle. You hear like chimes in your head, and then suddenly with a whoosh, everything is sucked away. And we're going to stop there for tonight and see.
I do have to roll D100 to see if we end up exactly where I want.
I know. So,
I was searching for it when I came into Magnamar for the first time, just outside the front gates.
okay, yeah. So we're going to resolve that
This'll
roll.
be fun.
Whether you guys
Awesome.
rematerialize at all, where you intend to be. It's his first time casting this spell. It will
I love being a wizard so much.
It will be very interesting to see how that shakes out. Okay, it is time for our giveaway. And so we are giving away today, because we had a really good viewership today. Thank you, everybody. This Kings
Awesome.
of War tree herder from our sponsor, Mantic Games. And all you need to do is type in the chat, ! Treant. If you have not yet, type ! Treant in the chat, just like I typed there, and you will be in our Mantic Games giveaway for this super cool mini. I'll give you a close-up there of what it looks like. It is outstanding. And let's go ahead and let's go through our stream MVP. And we'll go ahead and we're going to roll, as we do here at the end of our show, for there'll be 4 of you will be eligible to win this, and we'll use a D20.
Our camera looks very fuzzy. Or is my eyes fuzzy?
No, you're right. It looks like the autofocus did something on this camera.
Might
Let me
have
see
got
if I
bumped or something.
move it here, and there we go. Yeah, the autofocus just got a little funky with it. Thank you. All right, hey, by the way, Astral Hellhound, welcome. And if you're a sub, when we do this giveaway, if you're a sub, you actually get 2 D20s, or you get advantage on the roll. If you are just a follower, you only get 1. Thanks for joining us, Astral Hellhound. Love that username. And anyone else that's watching right now, give us a follow and give us a sub, especially if you are someone that winds up eligible to win this giveaway. All right, so we're going to go around. Each of you are going to tell us why you should be Stream MVP. You, the viewers, will be able to choose who the Stream MVP is today. If your choice wins, they will receive 1,000 additional experience points. So it is a meaningful win for them to get. And then they will be rolling for one of each of you. So you'll see how it works if you haven't seen us do this before. Let's start off today with Irda. Why should Irda be Stream MVP?
Alright, Irda should be Stream MVP for healing Cade. And just staying with him after he was healed to kind of, she is literally now the only person left from the original party with Cade. And, you know, taking care of him, her disappointment at Cade forgetting who she was, just doing the best she can to help manage everything that's going on in the fort, creating her seal now that she's officially
Super cool.
landed gentry. What the heck? And just trying to help kind of continue doing what she can to make sure that everyone in the fort has what they need. And and playing Cade's pirate shanty to try to bring him back to consciousness. So yeah, that's it. That's why.
Okay, very good, very good. I noticed there was some hitching on that camera just then, which I haven't seen all day. I don't know if that's slobs of the camera or what, but well done. And so, Irda, you will be rolling for Vivi, the DM's quest. Vivi, I'm glad you liked. I saw you commented earlier on my use of the phrase "she had an unfortunate nose," and you said you're going to use that. So yeah, that's a
Hashtag MILF forever.
Millet forever. All right, so we will have Irda rolling for Vivi for this treant. There's still time for you to join if you haven't. Type !treant for this very cool giveaway from our sponsor, Mantic Games. Let's go to Eamon. Why should Eamon be Stream MVP?
Let's see. He remembered the hawk, and though his call to the hawk was less than spectacular, it worked. And thank you, viewers, for voting, letting me not do that again. Did find out that the town down south is no longer.
Right.
There was something else, and he did hand over the gold that he found off the giants, which didn't have to necessarily do because no one really thought about it. So he didn't have to, and he did. So hopefully that earns some trust.
Well done. No, absolutely. I thought all of that was good, and we really enjoyed the screeching role play.
It was great.
It really was. Hey, welcome Motivated Jackal and Cogor, 2 new members of the Mad Chatters, the most elite chat group in all of D&D. All right, so Eamon, you will be rolling for Daniel Hutchback. Oh, he's been on a bit of a run today. Daniel, let us know you're still there. I believe Hutchback is still here. You must be present to win. Oh, hey, Proto-chan, thank you so much for the follow. And yes, he is here. All right. So we have 2 more possible winners, and we have 2 more Stream MVP candidates. Don't leave us yet. This is a fun part of the show here at Blue Box. When the role play's over, there's still more fun to be had. Let's go to Irda. Why should you be... Alcott. Why should you be Stream MVP?
So, to start out with, Irda and I, it wasn't just Alcott, actually took the bone piece out of Cade's head. My goodness, this Dragon Crafting Guild dice tray is beautiful. It gave us that 15 that got the piece out of Cade's head.
Okay, so wait a minute. Since you said that, it's time.
Oh.
I have to award Thomas. He was the winner of our Tuesday giveaway, which was his very own Dragon Crafting Guild dice tray. Look at how beautiful that is.
Give me.
And it even saves me shipping costs. So
And
congratulations.
that's a nice little reddish, orangey, purple.
Yeah, that's right. It's a beautiful. I call it fuchsia. It is a very pretty
I'll be
tray.
upgrading this fold flat dice tray.
Congratulations. All right, Alcott, please continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
So I succeeded in doing that. We got Cade into the tower, and then Alcott realized, oh, Gergs is still outside and needs to be spoken to. Quickly dimension doored back outside and had a conversation with him. Basically made it official that he is now a helper of the fort. Ended up eventually convincing the people of the fort that he was not a horrible monster. Got him in contact with Shreed and all of that. I mean, lots of magic use, right? Like, and even learning teleport there at the end to get the party where they needed to go to yeah, let's hope it works. But encouraged Eamon with his screeching. I mean, really it all comes down to Alcott has realized that it's either pick yourself up by your britches and get the job done, or sit down and cry about it. And he's going to stop doing that, is what he decided today. And he has basically been doing everything as much as he could and getting it getting it done.
All right, well done. It was a good day for Alcott, and Alcott, you will be rolling for Olerand. Olerand, are you here still, Olerand? And essentially, it says not following, but a subscriber. This
It's possible to do.
Nightbot is odd. Yeah. All right, Olerand, we'll give you just another couple of minutes. Make sure you're here. So far, we have Hutchback, and we have who was the other one that's?
I'm rolling for Vivi.
Vivi. That's
Vivi,
right.
yeah.
Yes, of course. Yes, Olerand is here. Olerand, you're a sub, but you haven't followed. Man, give us a follow. That's crazy. All right, so you're going to be rolling for Olerand, and then why should Cade be Stream MVP?
Well, Cade should be Stream MVP because I'm Cade.
I feel like you say that every time first, before you say anything else.
And because wrong.
And yes, wrong for votes. And Alcott seems to have made a friend with the giant, but there would be no giant if I had not spared him. Now we're going to the last game, but you know what? There would be no giant if it wasn't for me. You're welcome. And then, I suffered a bit of memory loss, headaches.
Did Cade actually forget the word rum?
Yes,
Oh my.
yes,
Huge,
he did.
powerful
He did.
roleplay.
But it came back very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly.
Recovered nicely. And I mean that's about it.
Okay.
So-
All right. Well done, Cade. And Cade, you will be rolling for Antiquitous.
And the poll should be up now.
All right. And the poll for Stream MVP
We're not mentioning the level loss.
is up. Alexander, are you still with us? Yes, he is. Alexander is still on. So Antiquitous has a shot to win. Vote for your Stream MVP.
But you didn't lose the
And-
wisdom.
And he said,
Very true.
Alexander Antiquitous said, you are his lucky charm, too.
Hey.
So, hey, but that's my wife, man. Be careful. All right, so, all right, here we go. So the roll off for the Kings of War. Mantic Games, Tree Herder, and we're going to start with you.
All right, so I have Vivi.
Vivi gets a
12.
12.
Not terrible.
And of course, we're rolling with advantage. I think all of these are
think
subs.
all of
Yeah,
All of them are
everyone's
subs. So you all get 2d20 for the rolls. And let's go next to Eamon.
This is for Hutchback.
For Daniel Hutchback.
19.
A 19. Oh, very strong roll. That's going to be tough to beat. Very tough to beat. So good job. And now let's go to Alcott. Tell us who you're rolling for.
I've got to be honest, my phone died right at the end there. I was just sort of. So I have no idea. I don't remember who I'm rolling for.
Olerand.
Olerand.
Yes.
With advantage, right?
Yep,
Because
that's right. He is a sub,
Olerand, here's the natural
which costs
20.
money, and following is free. So
No.
but
You didn't use the tray.
It's,
didn't
I didn't use the tray!
okay,
I'll
I'll let
save
you
it.
reroll. I'll let you reroll because it is your new DCG tray. You have to use that.
Yeah.
A 15.
It was better.
15, a strong roll, but
So
not strong enough.
I'm using
Apparently
my
those are
new
good at rolling
Christmas
15.
present, a large. I like big die and I cannot lie.
And you are rolling for
Antiquitous.
Antiquitous. Alexander gets a
17.
A 17,
Hutchback.
just once.
Hutchback.
Daniel Hutchback,
Hutchback.
Looks like we're
congratulations.
sending 2 things to him, right?
That's right. You are the winner. And yeah, he's been on a roll. Congratulations. And look, that's what we like to do. We like to support all of our viewers here. Everything is randomized. And we really appreciate all the support from you, our viewers. We are a fast-growing channel. And we are so thankful to you, those who are the mad chatters, those who help us on our streams, who participate, share the joy, the laughter, the tears. I know today was a bit of a slower episode. You had a lot of role play, you had a lot of quiet moments. It was just the nature of where the campaign is at. You know, I'm not going to just force combat where combat doesn't belong and say that, you know, some orcs just kind of started charging up the tower in the middle of the night or something. So I think, all the players did a great job. And so reminder, we will be live on Tuesday night with our Greyhawk Awakening session. That is going to be at 5 o'clock Central Time. Now, you never want to miss Greyhawk Awakening, but you especially don't want to miss it this week because as I've mentioned, I will be joined by Lord Gasumba, Jay Scott. He will be co-DMing with me on Tuesday night. You will not want to miss that. It'll be a blast. Our regular LMA stream will be on Wednesday night at 5:30 or 6 o'clock, depending if we start early. I'll post that. What?
Chair squeaking?
Yeah, the chair's squeaking a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And then, of course, reminders that we have our great charity stream coming up, Underdark Uprising, February 19th in support of St. Jude's Hospital. And then GaryCon, right around the corner. GaryCon, that is going to be huge for our channel, huge for our community. We have 3 full streams plus a couple of extra streams for like an LMA, and it is going to be a blast. Hey, Jay, good to see you. Thanks for all of your support. Looking forward to seeing you on Tuesday night, and we're going to shock some of Jay's viewers. The stuff we're going to be doing and the people you're going to see. Woo! All right. So with all that said, we're going to go ahead and raid Open for Adventure. Hopefully they're open for a raid.
Oh, well, Alcott got stream MVP.
And Alcott got Stream MVP. Congratulations, Alcott. That's 1,000 experience points to you. Thank you, Lord Coyote. All love from Blue Box here. Everybody have a great night. And this is Blue Box signing out till Tuesday night.